keep a man awake at night. Are you the answer? I shouldn't wonder when I feel it with my appetite. With all the power you're releasing, it isn't safe to walk the city streets alone. Anticipation's running through me. Let's find the keys and turn this engine on. I can feel you breathe. I can feel your heartbeat faster. Take me home tonight. I don't wanna let you go to see the light. Take me home tonight. Listen, honey, just like I say. Be my little baby. Yeah. I get frightened in this darkness. I get nightmares. I hate to sleep alone. I need some company. I got an angel to keep me warm when the cold winds blow. I can feel you breathe. I can feel your heartbeat faster. Take me home tonight. I don't wanna let you go to see the light. Take me home tonight. Listen, honey, just like I say. Be my little baby. Be my little baby. Just like Ronnie sang. I said, just like Ronnie sang. My little baby. Baby, my darling. Whoa. It's a hunger. Take me home tonight. I don't wanna let you go to see the light. Take me home tonight. Listen, honey, just like Ronnie sang. Be my little baby. Tonight. I don't wanna let you go to see the light. Take me home tonight. Listen, honey, just like Ronnie sang. Oh, take me home tonight. Take me home tonight. Take me home tonight. Take me home tonight.
They can't do this alone.
Goodness gracious me. Look at what brought us all together. It's a special edition of Summer Playground here on the Big 1050 stream, also on Facebook, YouTube, and on my twitch.tv/MizOnAir. Welcome. Hope everyone is doing quite well. I am Matt Missler. I hope you all are having a wonderful summer. Let's go around the horn real quick, shall we? And say good evening, which just seems weird to say, to our friends. We'll start right next to me on stream, and Big Papa D, Derek, is with us. Derek, how you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful, boys. It's good to see all of you. And this wonderful July 7th. We got a lot to talk about, but it's wonderful to be here and talk some sports, man.
Got to talk about it.
Right.
We'll go to the guy that's in a location unknown to any of us, including himself, back by unpopular demand, but popular for me at least. It's Big Kyle Lewis. Kyle, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, it's another day in paradise, Miz. Glad to be here, and I'm so glad we could do something like this for not only for us, that's Miss Sports, but for all the fans that are tuning in, on the stream right now. So appreciate everyone tuning in.
Yeah, I mean, considering that M Zone is off last week and this week, and wanted to kind of, I've been kind of itching a little bit, especially since we've had a lot of things that have popped up in the sports world just within the past couple of days. So we got to break that stuff down. Now, the two guys that apparently want to, live vicariously through me and actually, live at the station, apparently. We'll go with the guy that is currently sitting in the talk studio, usually set in by Jamie Morris in the afternoon, Dan Webb in the morning, me on Sundays occasionally. It would be Booby Toothington III, Esquire. Sir, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I don't know. It just felt weird doing a sports show from anywhere other than here.
Right.
See,
Plus it gives the guy that's on the board a chance.
the spirit of Jamie. No, absolutely. So yeah, it gives Eric someone in the building to bounce off of a little bit. It's weird being here all by yourself, but I don't know. When you first mentioned this, I genuinely thought it was going to be like all 5 of us here at the studio doing a show, and I was like, ooh, hot damn, let's do it. And then you're like, no, we're doing it on the stream. I'm like, all right, lukewarm damn, like that's still fun.
The thing is, and a lot of us, we have our own schedules. It's tough
this time of year, everyone's got so much stuff going on, and there's actually been a real pleasant break in other radio stuff that we've all had responsibilities for. So look, y'all want to stay home, I respect it. Some about doing a sports show, I wanted to be here.
Well, I mean, I would have been here, especially with
you were just here like a couple hours ago. Go home.
I literally left the building probably like 2.5 hours ago before we started this up, and
I think I saw you as I was driving in. I saw the bumper sticker, and I was like,
Yep, watch out for Moose, and of course that would be the
put your feet up, brother.
Yeah, put your feet up. The man that is rocking the 1s and 2s, we call him E-Boogie. Eric Black is back in the studio in Ann Arbor on the other side of the glass from Bobby. How you doing there, buddy?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. I'm feeling good. And I just want to say to Derek, hey, Derek. Hey, Derek. What's up? I'm feeling good, feeling great. I got my beverage of choice. I don't know if y'all got a beverage of choice, but I know this is not a Sunday per se, but
I mean, usually with me it's a coffee, but I mean,
for me now it's an espresso martini.
well, no, I'm at home. I promise that I would not drink on stream.
Kyle with a Powerade?
Hey,
no way.
Nothing ever changes my stilo. Okay, it can be 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night. I'm gonna have me
this man will not dehydrate.
It's either Powerade or a Gatorade. It's one of the two. Mm-hmm. It's not, I guess at night it's a Powerade time. It's Powerade.
Oh, this man's time. Powerade ride or die all the time.
Hey, if my drinking choice doesn't work, I still got my I got my trusty Germex. Okay, killing all that bacteria.
Mm-hmm. When in doubt, Germex it out. I got me a nice little sparkling ice, so figured bust that one out. So let me just do one of these. Hold on. I don't know if that came through the mic or not, but we're gonna roll.
It did.
Okay, cool.
A little.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it has been a few months. I don't know if you guys remember how to do this, and usually we do it, in the morning. So doing it at night is a little different. But let's have ourselves an evening sip, if you will. You ready? Mm-hmm. On the count of 3, everyone that's watching on stream, have a sip with us. In 1, 2, 3, a sip.
Yep.
Everyone downs it. Just
kiwi strawberry.
I got a little 7.5 ouncer.
Everybody shotgun something real quick.
I got a shot of wild cherry Pepsi.
Ooh,
yeah.
Kiwi strawberries fire, man. I'm not gonna those sparkling ices. They fire. Fire.
I got free 6-pack of 7.5 ounce wild cherry Pepsi with the rotisserie chicken. Thank you very much.
Oh, I thought your hands were massive.
Rotisserie chicken to boot.
You thought the 16 ounces was just too small.
Man,
all right, so so
I do
a lot happened since we went on post winter fall break.
Mm-hmm.
The Tigers got back into action. Surprisingly, the Pistons got to the postseason. The Red Wings did Red Wing things again for the 9th straight year, but I'm
here and there.
I'm fine. I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm actually crying. I'm going through the feels. We also missed the NFL draft. We missed the NFL. We didn't break that down. And a lot of the signings that were done in the off season. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot that we've missed. So I figure let's delve into it. Let's dive head first. Without any kind of protection. End. Yeah, shallow end head first, and hope we all surface quite fine. I want to start off with the Tiger stuff, more importantly than Still at the top of the American League. In fact,
We are no longer the best team in all of baseball on paper.
Yep. In fact, I can go ahead and put a bow on another victory for the Detroit Tigers. 5-1 victories over.
Oh my gosh! Oh, did that end? I had it.
That game.
Up. Oh, it did just end. Fantastic.
Yep.
I mean,
has gone
back-to-back
final.
homers in the 7th. Dude, we are just the solo shot team. It is.
There's only one stat that we're in last place in among all the stuff, and
it's
batting
stolen
average.
bases.
Oh,
stolen bases. Yeah.
Stolen bases.
well, yeah. If we just hit home runs, there's no time for them to advance. Like,
Right.
what are we doing?
It's exactly it. Let's see, you can get Brian Kyle back in here because he dropped, I guess. But Tigers go to 58-34 overall. The Rays dropped to 49-42. Cater Montero gets a victory. He's 4-1, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. And then was it Shane Baz? Yeah, Shane Baz.
Yeah.
6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned, striking out 7 and walking 2. Home runs from Javier Bays and Colt Keith and Kyle and
Just a
our
second,
man.
I was like, wait, who is? God, my gosh.
Javier.
Yeah, no, continue.
Can I get a Javier?
Can I get a Javier? That's my boy Javier Bays.
Look, a Zuko level redemption arc from that man. I was a hater, and I am now a believer of that man. It's insane. Call me fickle if you want. That's the turnaround is. It's you
real.
talk about. Eric always brings up the Pistons turnaround. Like no team has gone from that bad to like that good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Javi Baez went from that bad to that good.
Yeah, he really did. But that was his, I believe, 10th home run of the season and RBIs.
It's all-star Javier as well.
It is.
Yeah.
It's all-star.
Yeah. RBI is 38-39 for him. Then you had Riley Green, the 5th inning, had a RBI single, bringing Cole Keith home, making it 3-1.
Got his 99th hit.
And he's 3rd among American League hitters in terms of RBI. He's only, I think, 2 behind the top of the board, and that's
Judge in Raleigh.
No, Raleigh is the top, and I think Judge is number 2.
Judge is at 74. Green's at 72.
Okay.
And then Cal Raleigh.
Pete Alonso at 73.
Oh,
well, no. But I said,
oh, yeah.
in the American League. Yeah,
All right,
I think Cal Raleigh is.
You're right, Bob.
I'm sorry, I had the whole league up, not just the American League. I'm sorry.
I know.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine, baby. It's all good. We're trying to knock the dust. We're trying to knock the rust off. It's all good. I get it. Cole Keith, he went deep into right field, making it 4-1. That was his 7th home run of the season, and then followed that up with one Mr. Zach McKimstry, not McKinstry, McKimstry, hitting his 7th home run, RBI 27 actually for both of those gentlemen so far on the season, as the Tigers win 5-1, and they are now 24 games above 500. Which, if I bring up the actual stats, that puts them, I believe, at the tippy top. Yep, once again at the tippy top of Major League Baseball. As the Dodgers are, where are the Doyers at? They're the Doyers. The Doyers are 21 games above 500 themselves. Cubs ain't looking too bad as well. As I was taking a look at things, I got twisted up there. But great outing by the Tigers today. Hi, Rihanna. It's our coworker Rihanna in the chat. It's good to see
What's
you.
up, Rihanna?
Hey,
What's up?
What's up, dude?
what's up?
This is the one time. Hey, you weigh in the chat. You know, you want to talk some stuff. We'll be on for
carne asada taco.
Carne what?
Asada.
Asada.
But there was one thing that one of the last few shows that we had before we had signed off on the year was a little some predictions. And if I can try to present this,
Everyone got to look into our crystal balls.
Crystal what? Crystal what?
Hey, while you're looking for that, what about that game yesterday, man? What about Sunday too? That
Wow.
was an incredible game.
It was outstanding.
Suspense.
Look, we had 27 innings of like all right, we're just
ball.
going to scrape by. And then we thought after 27, it was the next series and we were no longer facing the Guardians. And they're like, oh, we're going to go back to just scoring
mashing.
a billion runs.
Mashing.
Mhm.
I believe there was only
Oh.
6 runs up to that point scored in the entire series.
It was 2-1 and then it was 1-0 and then 1-1. So yeah,
Exact-
that's,
yeah, it would've
that's
been
six, that's 6 runs through 27
and
innings.
the record at the Cleveland Guardians stadium is I believe,
In one-run games, yeah.
was it 9? Was it 9 for an entire series? Was the record low?
Crazy.
They were
Not
very
sure.
close to if Clase doesn't, if he strikes out, who was at the plate? I can't remember when
Parker
the wild
Meadows.
happened, but Parker Meadows. Either way, man, that ball gets right past the catcher, and the Tigers score that run. That was just so much drama there. There was so much drama.
It was a
own
lot of
Clase.
drama.
He
It
owned
was.
Clase.
Eric, I want to send you the
Yep.
if I can bring up your email. There
We're
we are.
one behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, but like the crazy offense that the Tigers have had all year, we are 1 run behind the Yankees for best offense in the American League. We have what Riley Green has our best batting average at 280. It's, I don't know. It's just wild.
Hitting for
to
a
me.
lot of power. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think a big difference is got to be. And by the way, prior to yesterday, the last time the Tigers won a game by 5+ runs when trailing in the 9th inning or later was April 15th of 1979 at the Texas Rangers. As well.
Wow.
It's a little baseball for you.
Bringing
there.
up stats.
Yeah.
bringing up
Oh,
stats
yeah.
on that.
Been thinking about this. Been thinking about
bet.
this.
The more
Um,
you know.
Yeah, the mo you know. You
I
got
see.
the
I see it.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you share it because I found out this morning that my secondary monitor is broke. So that was fun.
That's
Try to
not great.
charge that up and see it spider webbed. So I'm like, that's $100 some
Oh,
bucks
that's
down the
that's a
drain.
bummer too.
Yeah, but that's where, like I said, that's where maybe some
The
extra
only thing
moolah
worse would be
turns.
Madam Web. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was such a
Wow.
random stray to go ahead.
It was a random stray.
Sure.
It was a random stray. We'll roll with it.
That's
We're
the
gonna roll with
TFLs.
it. Yeah.
By the way, just one more baseball stat while I have you. Paul Skeens, he's pretty good.
Dude.
Paul Skeens is pretty good, right? He has 1 win in his last 13 starts.
Mm-hmm.
And his ERA in those 13 starts, 1.72. 1.72 over a whole season. That would make you the greatest pitcher, I believe, in history. I don't think Bob Gibson.
I mean the
Maybe-
issue with
maybe he's
issue
better
with
than
him has been the fact that he's not getting run supports in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
No kidding.
Like if
Giving up
he,
less than 2 runs per 9.
right, if he had if he had the offense to back his efforts up, there wouldn't be an issue, but he's not getting the run support, so it just turns into just boo-boo garbage. So like
it's terrible.
the record may look like crap, but his statistics look outstanding. And I think the only bad game I've seen from him so far this year was his start in Milwaukee, and where he gave up, I think, 4 in 2 innings, but he bounced back and had an outstanding rest of the game against the Brew Crew up in Beer Country.
I forwarded you guys those the predictions from.
You can't share it on your
Oh,
screen.
share it on the screen. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you put it on the other monitor and then share screen and go through that whole BS-ery, we should be able to pop that up. And then from there, I can kind of go over basically everything that, well, we were garbage and getting wrong on, or at least for the most part. One person wasn't a part of that, and he's still in a black box of emotion right now. And
I
he's-
still hear you guys.
Okay.
Well,
Here we go.
Oh.
I got
He's getting there. There we
Well,
go.
Eric's figuring that out. He was talking about Skeens being good. On the opposite side of good, Justin Verlander is currently like about to be the worst ever start to a season from a former Cy Young winner ever. He has an ERA over 4.5, and he has not won a game this season.
Ooh,
Three hundo's not happening.
that's bad.
Yeah.
It's not good at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Oofta, as us Midwesterners would say.
I'll find it in a minute, but there's 2 pitchers currently tied with 6. 0-6 is like the worst start of a season record for a former Cy Young winner.
I got it shared on the bottom, but it's not. Oh,
There
here
we go.
There we
Okay.
go. Okay.
So are you able to zoom in on that bad boy? Make it more legible?
How about that?
If you control and scroll up, you should be able to zoom in on the
Here.
screen.
Okay. Well,
Not just us. There we go.
Yep.
All right, there we go. This
So-
was our little earlier in the back before we signed off back in March. It was just as the season was about to kick in. We had Brian Welch from W4 Country who joined us to give our predictions and previews of the baseball season. And you can probably take a look and see how wrong a lot of us are at this point. So, the only two that have been pretty spot on, at least, have been Bobby and Eric in terms of predictions for the division, at least.
at least I got the division. Yeah.
Scooby Doopster.
And Scoob. I mean, you're definitely
I don't
gonna
know.
get. I don't know.
Look,
DeGrom?
Cy Young. Well,
I
here's the
know.
thing. Cy Young wise, it really is open. I think for Scooble, I'd have to take a look at DeGrom because I think he came back a little bit later this year.
Yeah.
But Derek's prediction of Max Fried, not too bad, not too shabby himself,
Not bad.
actually.
Mhm.
Makes up for my Cleveland choice.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you look at it, Max Fried currently the top of the mountain in terms of dubs. He's 11-2 record, 2.27 ERA in 19 starts. 13 of those starts were quality. He's only given up 30 runs as far as earned runs, 9 home runs. He struck out 111, and his WHIP is under 1, which you go under 1 on your WHIP, you're going to have yourself a pretty damn good outing. You have a real good outing.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, the prediction of Mr. Tarek Scooble by you, Robert Boberts, that's not too shabby as well. Tarek Scooble, 18 starts, 11 quality starts, 10-2 overall.
Mhm.
Has a better ERA this year than he did last year of 2.02. Has struck out I believe it's a league high 148, tied with Zach Wheeler out of Philly.
Yep. For second behind Garrett Crochet. Yep.
And then he's got, like I said, only allowed 26 earned runs, and he's got a WHIP under 9, close to 0.8.
He actually has the lowest WHIP in the league right now. There's a couple people with better opposing batting averages, but not many. There's single digit like pitchers with opposing batting averages under 2. He is among them. So and is tied for 3rd most innings pitched of any starter. So he is the one.
He is the one. That's what I've heard. So who else do we have on this American League Cy Young list, by the way, Eric?
We got Crochet from Boston. That's what
Who
you
is
picked, Miz.
up there?
Garrett Crochet. He has got a 9-4 record, 19 starts, 11 quality, ERA at 2.39. Not bad.
Pretty good.
Not bad. That is 151 strikeouts. So actually, that is the top dog right now in terms of strikeouts.
But more than
Yeah.
twice as many walks.
Mm-hmm. He has, his
He's
strikeout
gonna
to
be
walk
Nolan
ratio.
Ryan kind of type of guy.
Yeah.
Not great, as you
Oh,
might say.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, for Boston Red Sox, Boston Red Sox quality, I mean, that's the best you got right now.
Mhm.
Well, if he's good right now, I'm sure they'll trade him next year and piss off their fans. They love doing that. So
it's a Boston thing. It's a
Damn,
I love
Boston
it.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and a WHIP of 109. So that's not too bad. Not too
in
bad.
contention, you could say. I mean,
Mhm.
if Scooble starts to slip up,
Mm-hmm.
hey, that's one of those guys that's next.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then who else have we also got on the
We've
list?
also
We
got Jacob
Crochet, Scooble,
DeGrom. I went with
Jacob
DeGrom.
DeGrom.
Yeah.
So 17 starts, 10 quality starts, 9-2 record, 2.13 ERA. He's hit the century mark in strikeouts, 21 walks. He's got a WHIP of 0.89. Not a bad pick there.
Pretty nice.
Not a bad pick. Now we go to the one that I think is a complete utter miss.
Mr. Brian Welch.
Mr. Brian Welch.
Yeah, I looked up Pablo earlier today. And
Did you?
he's not great.
Yeah, if I got a load to bring him on, that's got to be a bad idea. 11 starts, only 3
He got hurt.
quality start. Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably helped.
No,
5
I
and
think
3
he's
record.
been out since early June.
Yeah, 5-3 record. He's got 61 strikeouts and a 107 whip. So I mean, the injury
That's
bug
fine.
definitely did not help. Did not
No.
help in the least bit. Okay, so with that,
And then
let's.
it looks like Max Fried is our
Uh,
final pitcher.
Honestly, I think, like I said, Max Fried and the Scooble picks, I think those were good. And even the ground pick that you had, Eric, that were good.
Yeah, not bad. 37 years old, still doing it, man. He's got incredible stuff.
Pretty accurate stuff. Pretty accurate stuff.
And no one said Hunter Brown from the Astros, who right now has the best ERA, the lowest opposing batting average in the league right now. So we'll see if he can keep that up and, I don't know, make us all eat our words.
No, we'll see. The American League MVP stats that we had come up with. So let's go from left
Judge
to right.
batting 360 is crazy. I'm
He was
sorry.
the odds-on favorite, and none of us picked him. And
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
think
go ahead
he's
and go
well
through the
on it.
list, but
Yeah.
it's like that's nuts.
How did none
Yeah.
of us pick Kyle Raleigh? I don't know how that didn't happen.
Because
You
I
mean
think
you
a lot.
we named the Big Dumper to an MVP.
I mean, the nickname itself just is
Oh.
spot on. But I think a
Wonderful.
lot of us we just saw how things were around the league, and you'd think it was going to be. You'd think it would be someone like like a Aaron Judge or Vlad Guerrero Jr. or
Yeah, it was my pick. He did
Jose Ramirez or whatever.
Yeah.
Did anyone expect that Jacob Wilson out of the uncitied Athletics has the second best?
Who?
Yes. I'm going to say yes.
335 batting average at shortstop for the Athletics. He has 9 home runs, 42 RBI. He's only struck out 26 times.
Wow.
In 84 games.
Mhm.
He's
It
a
is
real
good.
Tony Gwynn type there.
What were you say, Kyle?
I'm gonna pull.
I'm just telling. I've seen him play in minor league ball, and let me tell you, the kid is the truth.
I was gonna say, I mean,
he was a guy
yeah.
that got sent up pretty quick through the A's organization, and honestly, out of the top prospects that are in the A's organization, he's one of the top guys, and he's shown that he is one of the best that are in the organization right now. Even though the A's are one of the worst teams in the AL and in the MLB, he is one of their bright spots, along with Lawrence Butler.
But hey, wait until they get to Vegas. Wait till they get to Vegas and just completely boo-boo the bed in Vegas.
The A's are already in Vegas. If you didn't know that,
What's
the
that?
AAA ball club is already in Vegas.
That is true. That is true. I do forget that the Las Vegas
Aviators.
Aviators. That's correct. That's right. I forgot about that one. So I guess we'll go left or right. And Gunnar Henderson is the one I thought was going to be MVP. He's not having a bad year per se. 271 batting average. In terms of the home run ball, well, he's got 10 home runs on the year, 29 RBI. His big issue, and this is kind of the issue with I think most of the Orioles at this point, is he is striking out like crazy. He's got 86 strikeouts this year. But on the positive, he does have a WAR of 2.3.
Another great player on a bad team. So
that's about it.
How much, and I'm curious, this happens in every sport, but how much weight do you guys personally put on it? And how much weight do you think the league puts on a team being bad for voting? Like, how much do you truly think that hurts exceptional players on the year for, any sort of individual awards?
I look at it as like a tiebreaker. I mean, if I was looking at it just through my own lens, but I don't know how the league really adjudicates this. So
yeah, I'm not 100% sure what.
I don't think being first place, being the best team, helps you that much more than being second or third best. But when you're an incredible player on the worst team in your division, I think being on a bad team will hurt you way more than being on the best team will help you.
Right.
Tigers have the best record in Major League Baseball, and they have, I think, is it just 4? Is it just with Scooble,
Oh,
obviously?
starters. Well, we got 3 on-field starters, and
Right, with
Scooble a
Scooble.
contender for a starter. But
Just go ahead and put Scooble on the bump to open it up.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah,
open the game. I
that's-
just mean like like we're talking about the best teams getting a bump for being the best teams. They only have 4 guys. I mean, I
Here's-
think that's okay. I think that's good, but
Yeah, here's a real question because Max Fried is definitely going to be on the All-Star on the American League All-Star team. How much is he going to get booed down in Atlanta when he takes the bump? Because I'm pretty sure he's going to get booed out of the ATL quite easily. Bobby, you picked Scooble. We've gone over his stats. I don't think we have to go over that. E-Boogie, you had Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
yeah, he's doing okay.
Mr. Big Time Contract, 279 batting average. He's got a dozen dingers, 44 RBI.
He's one of the few guys I've heard of, so I had to go with him early in the season.
Again, it's not a bad pick. I think
yeah,
a lot
he's
of
fine.
I think a lot of it had to do with the I think you're in a division that's tough to kind of jockey through because you got the Yankees, you've got a surprising Tampa Bay Rays team that got hot in the month of May.
Yeah.
Or even actually was
Rays are always just there. They're always just around. They're never like really bad. They're always just like
they're the East equivalent. They're the East equivalent of the Athletics. Like they don't spend the money like you think.
Nobody's
they should.
at their games. You're right. Yeah, nobody's at their games.
Well,
they don't spend money, but they're around. They're just always there.
They show that the fan base shows up a lot, like in the wintertime when it's playoff time, because that's where all the snowbirds come down and they go to root on that team or whatever. But that's
coming down from 75.
That's about it. And then let's see, Derek, you picked Scooby Dooby Doo, and then Mr. Brian Welch. I'm not going to go into that one because I know that Julio Rodriguez he got bit with the injury bug.
Yeah, he hasn't had a good season. Otherwise, it's been one of his down years.
In 89 games, he's got a 247 batting average, 11 home run, 43 RBI. The positive of it is that he does have, I believe it's 24 stolen bases. If I scroll, no, that's 24 walks. Stolen bases, it's that.
I think it's just 3 or something. I thought it looked. He's not many.
15 stolen bases.
15.
Right.
Okay.
And then he's got a WAR of 3.4. I don't think he's going to get it, but it's a good pick. I mean, he was one of those guys that was. Let's just be honest here. It's just a damn good ball player. He gets hit with the injury bug because they put a lot on his shoulders. Now Cal Raleigh's got to be the guy to get the Mariners that next step where they can maybe win an AL West title if they can get by the Rangers and the Astros. But honestly, not terrible picks. I mean, I
don't get caught cheating again.
Yeah, I mean, myself personally, I would say that my pick was bad. I'll openly admit that. I think
happens.
The Gunnar Henderson one was not a good one.
It doesn't feel like a season where a pitcher is going to win MVP, though. It feels like one of these position guys is definitely going to win in either league.
Isn't that Ohio State's tight end?
Oh, Gunnar Henderson?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was a college football tight end in the Big Ten.
I mean, the name fits the profile. I'll give you that. Gunnar. That's a tight end.
Yeah. The NL. I mean, do we care about the NL stuff?
I mean, me and Brian were both way off on Bryce Harper.
Well,
Freddie Freeman. Did anybody put in Freddie Freeman? Because
no one put in.
He's lighting it up. I mean, we'll see if Ohtani stays healthy the rest of the season.
I think Ohtani's
is he?
Win it.
It's almost like he's kind of guaranteed if he stays healthy. Because if he's 80% as good as he has been on offense and defense,
well, he's now pitching again. So.
Exactly.
Yeah,
how do you beat that?
I don't know. I'm surprised they'd have him starting. I almost feel like have him come in as like the closer and just be like the DH.
That's a lot of pressure to put on a guy who just got back. I think it's pretty smart to do what they're doing.
Okay,
just like do just do like the first 6 or 7 batters, and then we'll get you out of there. It's cool. Because like you don't want to have him like with the game on the line, having just come back from Tommy John.
No, true. Right now I completely agree with you. I just mean in general, it's one where, I guess his schedule, they'll figure it out where it's like, all right, on days when he's pitching, then maybe he doesn't hit. But it's like his bat's been so awesome. It's one where it's like you want him in the lineup every game. And if he's also the starting pitcher, like how much is that taken away from his insane bat that he's had.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Dodgers
Yeah.
didn't have a great, I would say, like start month and a half, and then now
And
they've
then
just taken off.
they whooped us, and
Yeah.
then were super mediocre, and they've been really hot.
They
They were well, no, they were hot for the first month of the season where
Yeah.
I think they'd won like 12, close to 12 in a row or something. They were double digit wins to open
Yeah.
the season up, and then they hit a slut. Then they started to slide a bit in the month of May. They got back to they reclaimed the top of the division towards the end of it because they've been just like how it is with the AL East right now, where it's
Mhm.
Yankees, Rays, and Blue Jays are kind of jockeying for position. In the West, it's almost the same way, where you've got the Dodgers and the Padres. Somehow the
West is
Giants,
tight. Yeah.
somehow
I mean-
the Giants are sneaking their way in too. But
Yeah.
Well,
Cut-
early in the season, at one point, everyone except the Rockies was like that whole division was within like 2 games of each other.
they were
Dodgers
tight.
got a 7-game lead now over Padres and Giants. It's
Yeah.
starting to open. It's starting. I mean, it's not quite like the Tigers. 14 games up in the Central.
Yeah.
After they were all kind of like close for like that first couple weeks, and then it's just nah.
The Twin Series gave me the smallest of stress, and then it was like, no,
right,
no,
we're
I
good.
take it back. We're good.
Yeah. Which that kind of takes us to the whole AL Central thing. Derek and myself, we should hang our heads in shame for thinking that the Cleveland Guardians were going to be something.
Yeah.
10 in a row they've lost now.
Yeah.
And
Not great.
it looks like
Are we going
they
to do a winners and losers? Because my loser is from the Guardians, or I can talk about it now.
we can do winners and losers at the very end. I
I'll
don't
think
have
of
the
another- I'll
audio.
think of another one.
yeah.
No,
No,
I'll
that's
think of
cool.
another one. One of the coaches for the Cleveland Guardians has been getting clowned online so hard for good reason, because I think it's their assistant coach. Like, they're on that 10-game losing streak,
Yeah.
and he's just been like I'm trying not to swear right now, but he's been messing around with like the players and the coaches, joking around. Like, he's got like a handful of sunflower seeds, and he'll like do a fake vulgar hand stroke gesture with sunflower seeds, and he's like throwing like snacks on his teammates and the other coaches, and everyone's like, you guys are horrendous. The fact that your coaches are taking this so lightly, I'm not surprised. You guys suck so bad right now. It's clearly
It's all because of J.K. Simmons. He started it.
You can thank J.K.
Love-
Simmons.
Mr.
love that
J.K.
man.
Simmons, thank you, sir.
well,
Yes, thank
just
you
makes
for
it-
wearing a Tiger jersey underneath a Guardian.
What a move,
sweater.
man. You
Yeah.
could have worn anything underneath that, and he decided,
Oh.
yeah, I'm just going to keep it real.
He's a real one. I mean,
Yeah.
Keep it a hundo.
Makes me think of Moneyball. It's like, is losing fun? What are you having fun for? You guys are garbage, and this coach is setting the wrong tone.
I mean, when you got Simmons as one of your top fans, and then you find out that Patrick Starr is also a fan of the Tigers.
And our
love
double A
it.
team just got a rebrand, a professional rebrand.
Oh yeah,
John Oliver.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no longer the Erie Sea Wolves. It is now the Erie Moon Mammoths.
The Moon Man.
Moon Mammoths.
So
Very easy to say. Very cool.
Kyle, your thoughts on
Thank
the
you, HBO.
Hey, talk
Kyle-
about Double-A Erie. Hey, shout out to Max Clark, Kevin McGonigal. All those
Yeah.
guys just got called up today as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Max Clark got called up today too.
yeah,
Kevin McGonigal and what's the catcher?
I can't remember who the catcher is. But
I just saw
Yeah,
this
he's the
headline
catcher.
like an hour ago.
Ah.
well, I knew that I saw the tweet that they put out for McConaughey to get the call up. I didn't know that Max Clark got the call up.
Yeah, 4 of those guys got called up at the same time. And funny enough, I got to see them play too here in Lansing. And the last memory I have of them is putting up 14 runs in 1 inning against my local minor league team. So
Oh, good lord.
Wait, I thought you don't work for. I thought you did work for the Lugnuts.
I do. So the Whitecaps were in town.
Mhm.
I
Max
see.
Clark, McGonigal, and everyone else was playing, and they decided to put up, I want to say it was 22 runs in the game and 14 in the 3rd inning.
Whew. Whew.
So-
Brother.
brother, no, brother.
It was pretty hard to watch.
Beat him down.
Because the only thing, because there was a video that came across on TikTok. It was It was I think it was like a multiple games so far this season between the Whitecaps and the Great Lake Loons. And needless to say that there is a lot of hot blood now between them two teams. And apparently at least from what I was able to check of this, minor league umpires need to maybe go and learn some things, that maybe if you have 3 or 4 hit batters in a game, that maybe at some point you actually issue a warning and start ejecting people before you start causing some bodily damage to the future of baseball. But that's just me. That's just me.
Crazy idea.
Yeah, crazy concept there. Obviously, Bobby, Eric, you guys keeping the hometown fan base, alive and kicking with a 13.5 game lead over the Twins, which that was Brian Welch's prediction there.
Yeah.
And
Tigers did nothing all off season, and who knew that was exactly what we needed to do.
That's apparently what you needed. You apparently needed that, and that's that it alone. So figure we recap that one.
Season? Paid our players.
Yeah.
No, we did not.
No, I know.
No, we did not.
So, but hey, that was
his money.
That's exactly it. But, but at least we figured out how we're looking at the just after halfway point.
Side note, right now the Garbage Guardians are beating the Houston Astros. They just had a 3-run shot. They're up 4-0 in the 5th inning. So
okay.
Oh, okay.
Not that really affects us at all, but
no, not really. I mean,
bad team beating a good team. You love to see it.
I mean, you had the garbage team against a garbage team last week when the White Sox went to Colorado.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's offensive. That's like watching like Jacksonville, Tennessee, like week 12. And
that's like watching
teams are like 3-9. There's just no chance.
Football, yeah.
Well, that is like trying to watch Rockies and Marlins or anything against the Marlins. At this
Marlins
point, really.
though. Marlins been pretty good. They got an 8-game winning streak. You got some young guys that are pretty decent.
Good for them. Now they can string more than just 8 instead of losing, winning 8 and then losing another 5 afterwards.
Yeah.
That'd be okay.
That'd be nice.
But that's Miami Marlins.
Something to look forward to, though. Man, that team never has anything to look forward to. They just sell everybody.
Hey, that ballpark has got something to look forward to on January 1st when the Winter Classic comes through. So
Okay.
Yeah, who'd have thunk? Winter Classic.
Not bad.
The state of Florida. So there's that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, that's where you got the last
last 2 Cup champions.
6 of the last 7-year Cup champions down there.
Down in Florida, yeah,
or at least 5 of the last 6. I can't remember what the gap is between. Either way, though, people thought Florida was not a hockey hotbed. Guys got egg on your face now. We didn't get a chance to talk, Eric. This is your cup of tea,
okay?
Because
I'm gonna stop sharing.
Okay, because we know basketball. You do more than anything. You know hoop. You got. I mean, all I got to do is just do one of these things. Is just look at that.
Oh my God, we're going back to work. Okay, we're going back to work on Friday. Summer League, July 11th.
That's when they get back to work.
That's when we're getting back to work. That's right.
So honestly, I was extremely impressed how the Pistons closed out their season. I mean, I'm a little there's a bitterness, there's a sour taste in my mouth with how
Jr. was fouled, obviously.
Well, just how they. Just kind of how a lot of the games kind of broke down. I mean, game 1 of the first round, kind of trying to get everyone accustomed to playoff basketball. I mean, there's only 1 or 2 players on the team that had any kind of playoff experience.
It's like Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr., I guess. Maybe Schroeder won a championship.
Okay,
with the Lakers in 2020. Malik Beasley probably did some stuff with the Bucks, but they stunk in the playoffs last couple of years. So.
Beasley and things with Bucks. That's a great combo to talk about right there.
This Pistons segment, by the way, is brought to you by Name Casino here,
DraftKings Sportsbook,
FanDuel TV, where I cannot watch the Tigers game on television, but you know what? I can bet on whether or not Malik Beasley will play basketball this year.
Just make sure you're not doing any betting at work in the facility. You'll get in trouble.
Right. It's about it.
That's about it, though.
Honestly, for going 6 games in the in the first round against the Knicks, where it felt like
You
the
lost all
Knicks-
3 home games, but oh my God, being there for game 3, the atmosphere was so incredible. I heard someone say, I think it was Bomani Jones, that was like, it's only that loud because y'all have been losers for so long. And I'm like, yes, sir. That's right.
Okay.
Yes. And so, yes, I have been. I have not seen.
What's your problem,
Man, it's been bleak for the last 15 years. You know what I mean? Like the best I've had to look forward to is like Blake Griffin, like
Yeah.
a season of Blake Griffin, like Allen Iverson, like anything. Like, I mean, Big Penguin, Andre Drummond, Big Penguin and Reggie Jackson are going to make it happen. Yep. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say there. But I honestly, I was impressed with how the Pistons did this year. I mean, we kind of talked about it as the season progressed and just how mind-blowing it was to see how the Pistons did their work. And again, to the postseason, it was something that we haven't seen at LCA. Actually, competitive basketball, playoff basketball, since the Palace.
Yeah, they got swept by the Bucks that year that Blake Griffin went to third-team All-NBA. So,
yeah,
I think the Pistons had the longest losing streak in playoff history, and they still have the longest home losing streak in playoff history because he lost all 3 games at LCA. I know. You took a couple at Madison Square Garden, but
I mean, you get one where you disappoint them at their house, and you get another one in Game 5 at least, and
extend the series. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah. So I mean, you gave the fan base something that that they wanted. You gave them some good quality basketball, and just the finish of it just wasn't, I think, how everyone wanted it to. But I mean,
you always want to keep winning. You always want to keep winning every single game. But you know what? This year wasn't about winning the championship. This year was about, oh my God, we have a basketball team. Okay, finally, I could talk to this with normal people. People might actually want to talk to me about this. This is crazy. Awesome.
Like I'm not upset. I'm not disappointed with my team. That's great. It's crazy.
I like what they've done in free agency though. I think it's you dodged a huge bullet not signing Malik Beasley, because what would have happened if you signed him to, as rumored, 3-year, $42 million contract, and then you find out about the gambling allegations, and then all the other stuff. He's getting his dentist is like repossessing some of his check. I mean, like crazy stuff, man. You can't even pay off your grill. Like, I don't know what's going on there. My guys probably needs to stop taking so many fancy vacations that I see him on the Instagram. Just, hey man, pay your dentist off or whatever. I like Malik Beasley, but hey man, you getting your check repossessed. That's pretty bad. But they're bringing in 2015 Michigan basketball. That's what they're doing. They decided, you know what? It's time. I know we didn't get Mo Wagner. I know Spike Albright doesn't play basketball anymore, but we're bringing as much of 2015 as we can.
Listen,
this year.
Listen, as much as I'd love to have Mo back here, I mean, I think the tandem that they've got with him and Franz down,
it works. He was going to stay. He tore his ACL in December. He was definitely coming back to the Magic. He's an important piece there. So
he is.
I get it.
And like I said, I mean, he's a crucial point. Like I said, I think with him, when the Magic drafted Franz, I think that it kind of like rekindled something in him at the pro level at the very least. So I give him that at least. But obviously
go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
They brought in Karis LeVert. They brought in Duncan Robinson on a sign-in trade.
Devo.
They got him back. They got him back to replace some of that shooting from Malik Beasley. And I think Duncan Robinson's he's going to be pretty nice. Getting passes from Cade Cunningham, man, that's going to be great. And he's a good driver to the basket too. He shoots really well at the rim. That's something Malik Beasley did not.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Let's be honest here. No, he's not.
His percentages at the rim are great.
No, I didn't disagree with that part. That part I agree with. Let's rekindle what you just said. That he's a good driver.
Okay, he gets to the basket. He shoots well at the rim.
Does not get to the basket. Duncan Robinson shoots the basketball, and let me tell you, he's one of the best shooters in the league. And I will give him credit. And I am so glad that we have another shooter on the team. But that's all he will be doing. He will not be driving to the basket.
He shot 70% at the rim last year.
How many shot attempts? 10?
Probably not a ton, but some.
Thank you. Duncan Robinson will not be ball handling the ball at all. Duncan will sit in the corner or sit on the wing and shoot the ball when he needs to shoot. And we paid him a lot of money to shoot the ball, so let me tell you, he better be great. If he's not, this could backfire.
3 years, $45 million, but that first year is the only year that's guaranteed. The second year is a partial. The third year is non. So you're really it's basically 1 year of Duncan Robinson, and then maybe get out of it next year if you're not feeling it. But I think it's a great fit. I really like the pickup.
I don't mind it. It's an expensive contract, especially when you don't really know your situation that you're going to be moving forward. Obviously, you're bringing Ivy back. You want to try to get Tobias back. You have all these other guys.
Tobias is already back. He's on the team.
So let's rephrase this question then. Who would you put at your starting five, knowing the roster right now? No more moves are to be made at this point. Obviously, you have Caden, you have Duran. How do you restructure those other three then? Because you want to say that you want to start Robinson. You could possibly start Karras, but you have Ivy coming back, so you assume that Ivy takes a spot.
I was gonna say I would definitely put Ivy in. If he's healthy, he's in.
I think it's based. They're going to run it back. I think they're going to run it back next year. They're going to go Cade, Ivy, Asar, Tobias, Jalen Duran. That's going to be the five. I think Karras is going to take that role that Malik Beasley had of like, hey, we need some guy off the bench right now to cook a little bit, to make some buckets happen. I think he's actually a little bit better than Malik Beasley at that. He's not as good as a three-point shooter, but he can make people miss off the dribble. He can do some things in that way. He's not as good as catch and shooter, but I think Duncan Robinson comes off the bench. You still got Ron Holland, who's going to get a pretty decent amount of minutes now that Fontecchio's out of here. Thank goodness. I mean,
Should have got rid of Holland.
yeah. I don't know. You seen Ron Holland play basketball? I think he's going to stay for a while.
I've seen him play basketball. Does he play basketball a lot? Or is he on the bench fighting people?
He plays about 15, 20. He got minutes over Fontecchio in the playoffs last year. So
He got minutes.
Hey,
He got
look,
minutes right on the bench after
It may
fighting.
not be hockey. Every team still needs a goon. Like if he's gonna.
hey, we
No,
still got
oh,
beef
no.
stew. We haven't even talked about beef stew.
The whole team are some goons.
You play with Legos. You play with Legos, don't you? You play with Legos.
We got the thuggiest team in the league, let me tell you.
Hey,
Damn
bad
right.
boys-
Bad
bad boys
these
are
guys
back,
got no
baby.
problem fighting. They got
Bad boys-
no problem with throwing them.
Bad
like
Boys
it.
is back.
Good.
We're back, babe. Bad Boys is back. That's all
We're
saying.
back to
you know?
work. That's what we're back to work. That's what
I-
the bad boys was then. We were going to work. Then we left work, and now we're back. Now we're back.
we were on strike, and now we're back to work because we got a new
We're
contract.
back to work.
worked out. I got you.
We
We're back
left
to
work. We quit our job in the middle of it about whenever we traded Chauncey, and then and now we're back to work.
Now we're crawling back to the office. Like, please take me back. Please make me back to the
Also,
office, please.
We haven't
Please,
mentioned
baby,
Cade
please.
Cunningham, third team All NBA this year, so he got a little extra money on that
The
contract.
man,
so
the man, the myth, the legend.
good for him. I thought maybe second team was in the cards, perhaps, but they gave it to Steph Curry instead. You can't really be upset about that.
Yeah. Oh,
I think the only in terms of like, especially when free agency opened up, I was kind of shocked with
he didn't make a big move.
well, not I mean
They re-signed Big Ball Paul. What do you mean?
when you look at it, like there weren't many quote unquote big names in free agency this year, if you think about it.
True.
But the one that I think kind of shocked me the most is, but there was talk that maybe it would be a sign and trade situation.
Yeah,
was Dennis Schroeder, and I thought he was going to be a guy who came back. And I know you shake your head, Kyle, and
he got overpaid. I think Kings
he
got
de-
overpaid a little
yeah,
bit.
but
got overpaid. I think the problem is you have to look at who you have coming up. Obviously, you have Marcus Sasser.
yeah,
I think the only reason you bring in Schroeder is because they contended last year. If Detroit wasn't in a contending spot last year, I don't think they signed him at all. And because you got to think Marcus Sasser is not a bad player off the bench. He lacks size, and obviously he didn't have playoff experience. So you bring in another guy who has playoff experience for a year, and you kind of go from that point. Dennis wants to be a starter no matter where he's at.
yeah.
He was never going to start in Detroit no matter how you look at it. Yes, he was going to probably still play 20, 25, maybe even 30 minutes a game off the bench. But when you have guys like Sasser, then obviously you just picked up Chaz from Tennessee this year, who's another guard that can shoot the ball. I mean, you kind of have to look at the grand scheme of things and say, yeah, we're losing a veteran guy who helped us in the playoffs, but he's asking for a lot of money for a position that he may not even be in. So
You got him
honestly,
for nothing
I'm
at the
not mad.
deadline.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
gave
I'm
up
not mad
nothing
that he's
for him.
gone. I'm really not mad that he's gone. As much as he, piss Jalen Brunson off in the playoffs by all means.
Good.
I mean, mid-level exception. He got the full mid-level basically. I think that's way too much. Like we were never going to pay that for Dennis Schroeder. I don't think he really raises the ceiling on your team. He brings you up to a decent floor, and we needed him when Ivy was out for the season. Like we needed another guy to handle the ball. He played his role. Thank you very much, Dennis Schroeder. I appreciate your help. And being overpaid on the Kings.
I was just going to say
whatever the Kings are doing because I have no idea.
How much are they paying him right now?
It's $345. I think it was the deal. 3 for 48, 3 for 45.
That's so much.
I mean,
That's
like
so much.
Schroeder's cool when he's like,
When he's hot,
he's not making that. Well, it's just when you're not paying that much for him, he's great because he's overplaying his role like he did last year. But now you're paying like market value.
Yeah.
Now you're paying market value for him. Like it's not that great, really. And you gave him 3 years. Okay. Yeah. You have to give him 3 years when you do a signing trade. So that's also that's why Duncan got the third 3 years as well, even though most of it's not guaranteed. Same thing with Schroeder. It was a sign and trade. They actually finalized it today.
I think a lot of the deals got finalized today. I mean, I know yesterday was they finalized the largest
the 7-team trade,
which reading the details on that one, I got
all the league is in.
When you read it in text form, by the way, you get cross-eyed with it.
It's
like
a lot.
I tried reading the text form of it off of the ESPN app, and I got confused as whatnot. Now, if you show it to me like in a picture form,
it's way easier.
I can understand perfectly fine. But when you got it in a text form, God, I am dumber than a box of rocks when it comes to that.
Basically,
the Suns got a whole new team.
Houston got Durant and Clint Capella on a sign and trade, which reunion for Clint Capella, good for him. And they had 1,000 centers, so they finally traded Cam Whitmore to the Wizards. Good for him. He can finally go cook somewhere, where there's no expectations.
Yeah.
Apparently, he wasn't a guy who wanted to play team basketball, so maybe he cooks for the Wizards and gets his money.
The Lakers just wanted to be part of the headline.
Lakers got they got Terrio. I can't remember. Adu Terrio. I heard he's a
correct.
decent defender, but the Houston got Durant and Phoenix got Jalen Green and some other stuff.
I've only heard of a third of the players.
Hold on
in this trade.
You just mentioned Washington. Hey, have you seen their roster? If you look at Washington's roster, hold on, wait, hold on.
Let him cook.
If you put that roster in 2020 form or even like 2018, that's an all NBA team.
With Chris Middleton and
Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart. Oh, them boys are some killers.
Man coming out of Oklahoma. What year is it?
You got Bilal Coulibaly. He's cool. And then Alex Sarr. He's decent. They got a whole team.
The crazy thing is they can actually be really good. If they can, here's the thing. They can be good if they play more than 50 games a person.
Next year?
They're going to play more. If they can play more than 50 games, they're starters. They could be good. If they don't play more than 50
the Wizards?
games,
no way.
I will make
no way they're good or no way they're actually playing 50 games.
I will make a friendly bet and Ron stream where everyone can go back and watch this.
I'd love to.
The Wizards could possibly make the play-in this year.
Oh,
playing. Okay.
That's a bold statement. That's a bold strategy.
I don't hate it. Right now, DraftKings Sportsbooks has the Wizards over under at 19.5.
Oh, that's an easy win.
I would go over too, for sure.
Were you the one that did you send me that the win-loss thing for the NBA this year, or where I'm trying to remember who I know you did it, but hold on a second. Joey Sixpack. Yeah, that's you on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah, I changed my @ like every other day, but it's fine. I finally landed on Joey Sixpack again.
No, I'm trying to see because I thought it was you that had the graphic of the over under for wins for the upcoming basketball season.
I think I did I retweet it? I think I did. I retweeted it earlier, but DK DraftKings Sportsbook, they have the Pistons at 45.5, and I think there's a chance that 44, 46, like they're very. I don't know where. I don't think I would go over on that bet. I don't know.
That one might be.
I would leave it. That's what I would do. I wouldn't bet on that one. I'd be like, nah. Last year, the Pistons were the most bet over team because their over under was like 26.5 or 28, something really low. I like the Wizards going over 19.5 if that's good. I don't think they're going to get to 35, 37. I think even Boston and Indiana with none of their stars are better.
Hey, the stream is live. We've been on for an hour. Hey, we can make something happen.
Well, what you gonna do, Joey Sixpack?
What are you going to do?
What you gonna do, Joey Sixpack? What you gonna do? What you want to do?
What you gonna do? I'm willing to do some. I don't know what is.
Gentlemen?
Okay, so the Wizards will not make the play-in. Is that what we're?
I'm
Kyle
saying
says-
you're saying they're not.
I'm saying they will not be in the playoffs. That's for sure. They could make the play-in, I guess. Okay, I see. Brianna, Wizards young core's bottom 3 in the league, and their vets are washed. I agree with this. Yes.
Oh.
Did I not
don't
know
if
that
their
she-
core's
Hold
bottom
on.
3,
Hold on.
but-
Rihanna.
Time out. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second here.
Yo,
Why
Rihanna's
was
a
I?
hooper.
Why am I today years old realizing this girl can spit game right now? Like I
Dude,
knew.
she's
Like,
a hooper.
I had no idea. Like I had no
You
like
didn't know?
Rihanna. I had no idea that you spit sport game like this. I didn't know that you that you. I didn't know you was cool like that. I didn't know you was
You think
down
it's
like
AI
that.
or
I didn't
Come on, high
know.
school. Come on now.
I didn't know. I didn't know you was about that.
Shout out to Rihanna.
Got the
Shout
wood
out to
right here.
Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
She got
Shout
that
out
one
to
right here.
Rihanna. But let me tell you, they're making the play-in, damn it. They're making the play-in.
No, I don't see
They,
it.
they are making
Wait,
the play-in.
Wait. So hold on.
Is that good?
E-Boogie?
They could do that with like 34 wins. It's the
Hold on,
East.
gentlemen's bet. Gentlemen's bet. Will you take
Gentlemen's.
that gentleman's bet?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
I'll
we
take
got that. It's documented.
Hey,
Give me
if I'm
a-
going up against the guy who said Cade Cunningham was going to be a bust, I don't even know what it was actually, but I just thought I'd bring it up anyway.
But no,
I think I'll be all right.
You still
on
can be.
basketball.
Don't worry. Don't worry. There's a lot of time for that. AC.
Don't bring that evil on us, Kyle.
He was
we don't
third
need
team
that.
All NBA.
Hey, there's a lot of time for an ACL tear and Achilles.
Oh Christ!
There's
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
things that could happen.
hold on a second. Is anyone going to be wearing the number
Wrong,
0?
wrong, wrong, wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
Okay, there we go.
I wasn't sure there was another one.
Nope,
All I'm going to say is, hey, listen. As long as they're not going to rely on Bilal
He's a
Coulibaly.
decent player. He's cool.
Gesundheit?
I'm the only one naming player. I mean, you did say Middleton. I mean, his knees are cooked.
Yeah. I'm talking about Coulibaly
Malcolm
because
Brogdon hasn't been good in years. I mean, what else?
the curse of number 0 is all. Is what I
Alright.
was trying to get at here.
Yeah, Alex
Curse-
Sarr was the number 2 pick in the draft last year. That's cool.
Cool.
I mean, man, am I really about to pull the Wizards roster up? That's man,
I'm
what a
looking
bunch
at
of
it
stuff.
right now.
Oh man,
Like I had to
Right
figure
now.
like
yeah,
who do they got?
nobody.
Like, okay, CJ McCollum, Chris Milton. I've heard.
Oh,
those
they got
guys.
McCollum now.
Yeah, they got
Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
Ooh, it looks
Is-
like I
when
know
is
what
he-
I'm
when's the
talking
last time he was good?
about. Chris
Shoot,
Middleton,
I don't
and
know.
they all have help now. Look, they're gonna be decent. They're
Decent.
gonna make the play-in.
Okay,
telling you.
you can say they're going to make the play-in, but decent. I like Chicago.
Wait.
I like Chicago more than them.
They're going to qualify for the play-in, or they are going to get in on the play-in?
Oh, they'll be in the play-in. They're gonna play in the play-in. Whether they're gonna be the
Oh.
10 or they're gonna be the 7. They will be in the play-in
The
no matter
7.
what. And by you
The
saying
7.
Chicago, that is the most disrespectful thing you can say is you
Chicago
think
won 39 games last year. What the
Chica-
Wizards do?
And the Chicago is terrible. They are
What are the
terrible.
Wizards?
They
The
just
Wizards are
traded
terrible.
Lonzo Ball. Let me tell you, Lonzo
They traded
Ball
Lonzo
is
to
the-
Cleveland for some
because
reason.
he was the face of the NBA, and you traded your best man and Lonzo Ball. I got no respect for the Chicago Bulls. None.
I'll give you that. I mean, I don't respect the Chicago Bulls, and I don't respect the Central Division next year because what's the Central going to be? The Milwaukee Bucks waived Damian Lillard. They have $22 million in dead money every year for the next 5 years just so they could sign Miles Turner. Indiana's without Halliburton next year. Chicago is whatever. Pistons winning the Central? You know, if the Cavs fall off a little bit. I don't know.
Brianna, you should have joined the stream.
Don't see a path. Yeah.
She's
Look,
Isn't
all right,
that,
Randa,
isn't
look,
that difficult?
I-
See, no. I'm calling cap. I'm calling cap on this. Okay. Difficult division. Okay, we're talking about Miami, who has nobody. They might get Bradley Beal. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Okay. The Magic. Okay, I got you there. Hold on.
Orlando Magic.
Hold on. Okay, Orlando, I got you. The Hornets are terrible. They've been terrible. The Hawks. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm not calling Cap. I don't know. Because you know what? The Hawks are really good too. I just called Cap and I took it back.
I'm just gonna sit back and just like, you know what? I'm not gonna argue.
This
with
guy
her.
brought up into this is insane because
I'm just
the
sad
Hornets
that I'm just sad that we
nobody.
spent way too much time on Washington Wizards talk. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
well, welcome
Did
to
you know
the
Washington.
Washington Wizards are going to be in the play-in.
Did you know that Chaz Lanier is the first Tennessee player selected by the Pistons since Allen Houston went
Forget
number
all that.
one in 1993?
Forget all that mess. Did you know that Matt Stafford and Clayton Kershaw went to the same high school together?
Oh wait, did they really?
Yeah. no.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's how we-
Before we
that's how we-
forget, the Shock are coming back as well in 2029.
We don't know if they're going to be called the Shock. I hope that they do.
I hope they
That
are.
was a good name.
I hope that they keep because the trade right is open for it. I hope they bring it back, and I hope Sophie Cunningham gets traded to the Detroit women's basketball team and gets booed out of LCA in the very first game.
She plays in
Damn.
Indiana. Why are you talking about, oh, I don't know if players want to go? Why
There
would they
is-
want to go where you at right now?
There is more culture in downtown Detroit on a Saturday night, on a Friday night, than there was in Indianapolis when I went down there for the Big Ten title game.
They
You
have
would've
one
thought-
steak place. That's all anyone cares about.
Yeah, but also like right now, I mean, when she's healthy, like Caitlin Clark gets the most eyeballs, and it's like if you're
Well, yeah.
a
Yeah,
solid
but you
bit-
live in Indiana. You live in
Look,
Indy. I don't know. I mean,
Eric, I got you. I get that. But also, it's like when you're trying to like build something and you're trying to be a professional, it's like, hey, if you can be solid on the team that gets the most eyeballs by a lot, like, I don't know. I feel like you commit to that.
Well, I mean, that I've been saying this ever since Caitlin was playing for the Hawkeyes, that she is going to be the reason why women's basketball is going to blow up even more than it already has, and she's proof of it. Like you can, I mean, listen, Angel Reese,
The me
Is-
bounds, the me bound queen.
Bounds. Give me my
Rebounds.
me bounds.
she's getting better.
yeah,
She's
but
She still leads the
but
league.
again,
in
she-
rebounds.
she's getting better at that field
Yeah,
goal
she-
percentage is getting better.
she leads in double doubles. I get that, but here's my thing: is that you've got a rivalry now in a sport that for quite a while it was kind of in limbo. The WNBA was kind of a limbo sport, and then Caitlin Clark, the butting of heads between Iowa and LSU,
Mhm.
and the having
Has
Caitlin
continued.
Clark-
It's funny that for that rivalry,
Yeah.
sorry, Miz, but like for that rivalry in the league, and it's like having a fight of some kind, any kind of rivalry is good for numbers, no matter what the league is.
Right.
And it seems like the league has like chosen Caitlin Clark to be the heel and Angel Reese to be the hero, despite all like 90% of the fan base thinking the opposite is just like such a bananas take. Yeah,
Spot on.
exactly. No,
spot
exactly. Yeah,
on.
no, 100%. I was 100% gonna get to that, but you're right. Again, they need a goon for the player that's, the golden
for
goon.
the superstar, right?
No,
Rivalry,
exactly.
though?
But the fact that the league, and I don't know if the league is trying to make Caitlin Clark the heel, but the fact that they aren't like supporting her more in the fans' eyes, it's like you guys are talking up the person that we see as the heel, which as much as I think the NBA gets, clowned on probably more than they deserve, it's one where like you have an opportunity to really stop getting made fun of and turn yourself into like a real league, especially like numbers wise and attendance wise and viewership.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it's bizarre to me that they are not leaning into that. So yeah, Cunningham's not going to leave. I don't think Indiana will let her go. Do any of you know? Because different leagues have different expansion team like procedures and rules, like how many players they get. Do any of you know by chance? I can look it up if we want on how like
I'm not
expansion
sure.
teams work for the WNBA.
Like protection wise, like they obviously have an expansion draft. You can protect a certain amount of players.
Do you know how it works in the NBA,
I'm not
Eric?
sure. Not really. It's been a long time since they've done it. Probably since
So-
the 90s. I think it's like it's 7. You could protect 7 or 8 players.
That's actually
Only
that's better than it is in. Well, I would say in a lot of other leagues,
It's
but I
been
guess
a long
it's
time.
roster size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if memory serves me correctly, because obviously the more recent team that got added into the dub was the Golden State Valkyrie.
Mhm.
And I think if it's going to be anything close to what I think it probably will be when they get the expansion to Detroit or to Cleveland first,
Yep.
then Detroit, and then Philadelphia.
Yep.
What they'll probably end up doing is they will say you can pick one player on your franchise that is protected, that cannot be picked up in the expansion draft. That is what I think it would probably end up happening.
One is tough. I feel like
I
they would
don't-
at
well,
least
I
give teams 2.
I don't know. Let me double check to see what.
Yeah, there's
what-
no way they let you protect your entire starting roster, but like I don't know, 2 or 3 players. Yeah, I don't know. What was what
let's
NHL
see.
when the Golden Knights joined? It was what you could protect only 2. No, you got now
3.
you can protect 3 teams.
I think they
Protect up to 6.
had 3.
Really?
Last time it was 6.
Is that
players.
WNBA or NBA?
WNBA. W.
Protect
Okay.
6 is crazy. I think that's
Not that crazy though. That's basically your starting lineup plus a 6-man, and then everyone else is. Yeah, I see. Thank you, Rihanna. I would like to retract my cap. I would like to put it back on my head.
Us right now.
Wow.
Look, I think we need to bring her in on stream. So I think
Yeah.
she's schooling all of us right
that's what
now.
I'm saying.
Riri, you want in? I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link. We bring you in here, and
Yeah, we're gonna go for at least another couple hours, so you can
not a
stop
couple
on.
hours. Listen, not a couple hours, okay?
It's
Hey,
honestly, she
I
should
gotta
have
work
come
at
into
3
the
in the
studio,
morning,
hung out
man.
with us, and then could have yelled at Eric to try and convince him to go out and get drinks with us after the show.
Oh, stop it!
she probably was
I
giving
went
me a
out the one
bunch of
time at
stuff.
least this time.
Yeah, the
Sure.
one.
I'm
We
trying
had
to
to
give me
beg
stuff.
Derek. We had to beg Eric.
Look, he didn't beg me the second time. I went
That's
out.
true.
I went out, man. Come on, man. I'm a family man. Come on now.
She got to be up at 3:30 for. Oh, that's right. She's helping
Oh,
out.
that's-
She's helping out B. She's
Mhm.
helping out B on W4 this week, or at
Yeah.
least for the next couple of days.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Your
I
girl's
get you.
hanging on
Yeah.
the morning show, and your girl got to drive.
yeah, I get it. Because I think that was the same way they did for the NHL when they expanded the Golden Knights, and
I think you can only protect like 3 or 4.
I think
for
they only
the
did.
Knights.
I think they did 3 for the NHL because they did the same thing
Okay.
for Seattle when they did the expansion
Yeah.
draft for them
Yeah,
too.
when the Kraken
So,
joined.
yeah, so I think that's what it is. But I think Reno's right. 6 players per team they'll probably protect.
Yep.
And like I said, I mean, when the league is getting bigger and bigger, and I think because I thought is Toronto getting a team? I think.
I'm not sure because they're up to 18 now with Philadelphia in 2030. They'll be at 18.
Let's see. Expansion. So 28 is Cleveland, 29 Detroit, 2030 is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Toronto will begin play in 2026. Portland will get a team as well in 2026. And they've already come up with a team name for Toronto, the Toronto Tempo.
Cool.
So,
That's
yeah,
okay.
it's great. Yeah.
Valkyrie's good.
Great.
Love Shock. Look, there's.
If they keep the shock, I hope they do. But
That's
like you said, the trademark is open for it. So I mean,
I
why
think
not?
they reopened it, or they
Yeah.
they reestablished the trademark like last year or something like that in anticipation or something like that.
Well, I think they were waiting for it to open up, and when it opened up, I think Detroit did that. But that's about it. Thanks, Rihanna, for joining, chat. We love you, girl. Get some rest.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy
Rihanna.
your night.
Y'all come back now.
Yeah, y'all come back. Trust me, we'll have you in on stream one of these other times.
come
We'll try
back
to
now
do
here.
something.
Your kind is always welcome around here.
Of course it is. Wanted to get to some college football talk because we're getting close to college football time.
Mhm.
We're getting close to it.
As
what
one
does this say?
person on this stream has done a college football stream before.
Yeah,
Sorry.
both Eric and I have done. So,
Stream.
how many days, Eric?
54.
54 days.
today. Yep,
Yep,
54 days.
I saw this couple of graphics that what's his name? I'll just pop him in. Brett McMurphy. He's with On3 giving the over/under win totals for each of the teams in conference. I gotta drop the ticker. There we go. So we can show lowly Purdue. It's what Circa Sports has got for their over/under. 10.5 for both Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State.
Okay.
Indiana 8.5, Michigan 8.5, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, USC, and Washington at 7.5, Minnesota 6.5, MSU, Rutgers, UCLA, Wisconsin at 5.5, Maryland at 4.5, Northwestern at a solid 4, and a Purdue at 3.
Yeah.
I don't understand Ohio State, considering that they've lost a bunch in the
I
offseason.
was gonna say, I was looking up the list of teams with the most returning starters. Ohio State lost a lot. Oregon also lost a lot. Penn State, though, is in like the top 10 for returning starters. So I'm
The
not
issue is
surprised
that
they're up there.
the issue is
they're
that they,
I
yeah,
know.
that's really it's
They
Penn
are
State.
who they are. They are who we
It's-
thought they were.
It's the fact that James Franklin is not a good
Yeah.
coach. Like in clutch games, he's not a good coach. The quarterbacks, they may have statistically good, good games against lesser opponents, but when
Mhm.
you play big opponents,
No clutch
they
factor. Yeah.
they fold like a cheap suit. So it was surprising that Penn State made it to the Big Ten title game last year. Totally get it. Oregon, not really surprised. I think it was more whoever won in that Oregon Ohio State game was going to be the team that was going to, probably represent the Big Ten
Yeah.
as far as being the top team. But again, Ohio State, you lost both your running backs. The quarterback that you thought was going to be someone, he's now going to be the probably third string in Pittsburgh now. But at least he's got his gold pants. So you got
Mhm.
gold pants now. Indiana, I still don't understand the hype about Indiana.
Why are they 8.5?
Dude.
Like, is that under just like a lock, a stone cold lock?
It's
8.5.
it is right now. Like as
Feels like
of
to me
today.
under.
Like it is as of today, 8.5. And I don't believe that hype of Indiana of 8.5.
I do.
You
They
do?
do, they do a lot of work in the portal. I
Did they?
think the problem that it's hard to kind of grasp is the amount of work that a lot of these schools now have to do in the portal. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
if you watch a lot of guys that talk, there's not a lot of teams anymore that really recruit out of high school.
Yeah.
Just because it's easier to grab other guys that have college experience already and just plug them and play them. I would rather have a guy that I know has college experience. Yeah, he may be at a lower level D1 or maybe D2 guys, but at least they have college experience and they're ready for college football. Whereas you're bringing in high school guys, they could be smaller already. You got to wait a year or two to really get them into the system. And Indiana's really good at grabbing guys in the portal. I think that's why they were so good last year, and I think they're going to be just as good this year. I'm not going to say they're going to make the playoffs or anything,
No.
but I think with the work that they can do in the portal, and they have done in the portal the last 2 years, I think realistically 8.5 wins is honestly a fairly reasonable number for them.
Once you look at their schedule, their non-con is pretty weak. They have Oregon. They're at Oregon. They're at Iowa.
What's their non-con?
It's Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and Indiana State. So nobody.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
nobody. That kind of, I mean,
Yeah.
and then all you really need to do is win, 6 games against the likes of Illinois and Michigan State and
Don't
UCLA.
Don't sleep on Illinois. Don't sleep
I'm
on
not
Illinois.
gonna.
To me, Illinois, and I think Bielema, it has nothing to do with last year, and it's not a rival thing. So there could be people that are Illinois slappies that could be watching, or that may find this later on down the line and be like, oh, they talked about Illinois. What kind of bad stuff they talk about? As much as I will clown Brett Bielema, Illinois has got a good team. They've got a really good team.
They got a lot of people coming back too.
And Bielema finds
team last year.
Yeah, Bielema finds a way to at least have above average, close to decent season. I think this could be one of those seasons where Illinois could pop Ohio State. They have not played for the Ilbuck Trophy in years, and this could be one of those times where Illinois is looking at things going, we could do some work. We put that work in. So
They have a veteran quarterback. I think that's the only thing that's going to help Illinois. If they didn't have a veteran quarterback, I think they'd be in shambles. But bringing a guy back that's probably going to be a top 3-ish quarterback in the league, it's going to help you out. So
lo and behold, look what I just said, and look what pops into the chat.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Okay.
I'm just, like I said,
He's one of my boys. He's Illinois born and raised.
Okay. I was just gonna say, like,
Born
listen,
and raised.
I clown Brett Bielema mostly because as a big man, I can clown. I've got that right to clown big.
Is that
dudes.
Teddy Roosevelt in the chat?
Wooly.
Well,
It is
I'm kinda
Wooly.
looking
When you look at these over unders, I mean, which one, in your guys' opinion, stands out as like way too high or even way too low for that matter.
Man,
Penn
there's a
State
lot of
for me. Penn
Penn
State for
State
me.
being Penn State
Yeah.
too high. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 8.5. Where Michigan, Indiana's at, I think it's a good spot for Penn State. I think
Wow.
Penn State's going to do Penn State things. I don't know.
Despite Wisconsin being pretty mediocre last year, I typically just, in my heart of hearts, expect them to do better than 5 wins in a season.
Leaving the heart of the cards.
I don't know.
Penn
Yeah.
State has Oregon on the at home, and then they have Ohio State on the road. Those are their big matchups. So
Well,
nothing
let's
really
say-
non-con.
Well, I mean, yeah, non-con. They host Nevada, FIU, and
nobody.
Nova. But
So-
the hell of hells of playing at Iowa and at Ohio State in back-to-back weeks. You do have a bye in between.
Yeah.
But it's still back-to-back weeks. And that, I think, really could be a downfall for them. But again, my opinion there. And like I said, you're playing Oregon at home. They get the fun of playing at a whiteout. So we'll see how that works out for them. To me, I still think Indiana at 8.5 is still too high. I think maybe a 7-5 year for them. But
I could
that's
see that.
just me. I think a team that is low in terms of wins, and I think for me, it's this guy's on a hot seat now more than ever because he's been with the program. He's rebuilt the program in his image. Is Wisconsin 5.5?
Yeah.
Luke Fickell is on a hot seat.
Yeah.
It is, and the temperature is rising quick.
Whose seat is hotter? Is it Lincoln Riley or is it
Ooh,
is it him at Wisconsin?
I want to say it's probably Lincoln Riley more than it
Yeah.
is Luke Fickell. And I
Yeah.
think the reason why is that you had success in the Big 12,
He came
At
in with more
Oklahoma.
expectations for sure.
but then you brought your quarterback from Oklahoma
Yeah.
that was supposed to be like the savior to bring USC back to prominence again, and you both flopped.
Yeah.
Even though
Won the Heisman Trophy, but I mean,
But-
the really only person who got anything out of that was Caleb.
right,
You know, he got to be
But-
number 1 overall, but he didn't even have a great season last year in terms of win-loss or anything really.
but
Or no,
I mean,
not the year previous.
But the thing is that Wisconsin they have the reputation of having to be the black and blue football, but now you've got a guy that has been born and bred on the spread formation and the fast upbeat offense. But Wisconsin's always been known as ground pound, black and blue, big uglies up front kind of
Mhm.
set. So I don't know how much faith the Wisconsin fan base has of it, but this is going to be one of those seasons where Wisconsin you gotta beat your rival in Minnesota first and foremost. You cannot lose at least back to back. I know they lost to them last year, but you have got to be over 500. You've got to at least have a sniff chance of playing in Indianapolis this year.
I mean, Wisconsin's at
They got a tough
Oregon.
schedule,
They're
man.
in Ann Arbor.
They got
they're
Alabama?
at Alabama.
Oh God.
Like it's-
Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon. Ah, man. I don't
Sure.
know.
Maybe that was the correct number. Maybe they gave them the correct number.
Are they going to win that lawsuit for that cornerback that transferred
Yo.
who decided to just drop out of school
I
and then just
completely
go to
forgot
Miami?
about that.
Yeah. They're suing, I guess, but
Yeah.
I'm sure nothing comes of that. So.
Yeah, Kyle, is there any like eyebrow raiser for you on this list?
I'm sitting here thinking because there's so many you can go back and forth with, even if you look at like Purdue.
Yeah,
Purdue, I mean, granted, yes, Purdue is Purdue. Purdue is a team that you can never underestimate. And yes, we know that they're never going to be a top tier program in the Big Ten. It's we already know that. But Purdue can play anyone tough. The problem is they lack consistency. If they can consistently play high level ball, they can be 5-7, 6-6 at least every single year. The problem is they're too streaky of a football team. It's so hard to say because I love Purdue. I love what they do there. So I want to say Purdue is way too low. It's going to be interesting to see with like Oregon. I want to say Oregon because they're going to obviously you're rebuilding a quarterback room now. Looks like Dante Moore is going to probably be starting there now.
yeah.
At this point. So obviously you're bringing in a guy that has no really game time experience. He's played a few scrub minutes here and there, but it's rough to gauge kind of that situation. And you can even say Michigan's kind of in the same boat. Yeah, there's all this hype. Bryce is a 5-star quarterback, one of the top prospects in the country, and ever to come to Michigan, but he's still a freshman. We still have to put that in perspective.
Yeah, me and Eric were talking about they're doing a ton of good recruiting, but like Michigan is just too unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean, you wanna have high hopes for Bryce, and obviously, you have our guys like Sam that are going to these practices, and you're watching them, and you hear all these reporters saying, he's the truth, but this is practice. Obviously, practice is way different than once you get into a game. You're seeing different schemes, you're seeing a whole bunch of different things, and freshmen are tend to make more mistakes. So you can kind of say the same thing for Michigan. The ceiling could be 11-1. It could be 12-0. The ground, it could be close to 6 or 7 wins. Obviously, you don't really want to think about it that way, but I think it all determines on quarterback play, and I think Bryce should have a decent year, but it also depends on what Chip Lindsey is going to let him do in that offense, if he's going to let him throw the ball or if they're going to be, closer to 60-40 on the ground. So we'll kind of see as the year goes how they do that.
And that's really the big thing for me is that, besides the fact that it's looking like you're going to have Bryce, if he doesn't start against New Mexico on the 30th of August, he's going to have a lot of reps in that game. The thing is that we haven't seen the kid that transferred from Fresno. He's been dealing with his injury, Mikey Keene. You've got two of the guys that were here from last year. One of them that
Davis Warren.
Davis being, kind of jumbled around a little bit in terms of like one game he's good and then he's bad for 2. And then you got to throw in Alex Orji, who's now in UNLV. But then you've got Davis, who is Davis Warren, but now
junior now.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but like, is he going to get a sniff of anything? Like, we don't really know. But like I said, you've got a new offensive scheme coming in. Defense is without a doubt got to be the strongest suit for this team this year. I know you're losing
a bunch of our top recruits are all like D and D line players as well.
We're returning a few really good. I think, obviously TJ Guy, Derek Moore, 2 guys on the edge that are going to be
Rayshon Benny,
all Big Ten. Rayshon Benny.
I mean, even then, though, this is still a top 5, I would say top 10 or top 5 defense in the country.
Yeah.
At first, we questioned. I know I questioned Wink Martindale when he came in and part of his scheme. But obviously, what he's done in the last year, 2 years, has proven to work. So I don't think the defense is ever going to be a problem at Michigan, even bringing in new guys. I mean, you got to look at the portal too. Once again, this year, he did a lot of work in the portal. You grabbed a few guys from Bama. You grabbed a few corners.
Yeah.
So I mean, they did a lot of work in the portal once again this year. So I don't think you're going to see any problems on the defensive side. Maybe at first you may see, these guys trying to mesh, but I mean, that's obviously going to be the strong suit.
I like the run game. I like the run game that they set up.
The problem this year, which is it's crazy to think about, the problem with the run game this year could fall on the offensive line. Because we're losing a lot of guys. We bring in a lot of new faces. Can this O-line sustain enough to let Justice Hayes, Zach Marshall, and all these other guys allow to run wild? So I guess like I said, we'll see. Obviously, Chip Lindsey he loves to throw the ball. So we'll kind of see how they mesh. Ron loves to run the ball. So seeing those two together is going to be interesting, and you may see a lot of fireworks this year. So I guess we'll find out when the time comes.
I like the way the schedule lines up this year, though. Really, like, you start with Nebraska, a Big Ten play, Wisconsin, USC, Washington. These are all winnable games. Michigan State, Purdue, Northwestern Maryland, all before Ohio State. Like, that's a recipe for, like, I don't know, 7-1, 6-2 before Ohio State in the Big Ten, I think.
Yeah, but you got to think. You got Oklahoma early. Oklahoma's going to be, I think, the determining factor of what the season looks like. I think
that's one of our on the road really tough away games. I mean, if you want to count USC.
Not really.
People think they are. Playing in the Coliseum is tough. I don't care how bad USC is. Playing in the Coliseum is going to be hard. Place is going to be packed. Oklahoma's, I think, going to be the test And honestly, even at Nebraska,
Yeah.
they play
Yep.
everybody tough.
That's
there's
the one
no-
game. That's me.
that's-
That's the one game I've got circled on the schedule. Is the game in Lincoln,
Yeah.
and I mean, again, 2 years ago when they went to Lincoln, and obviously a lot of people remember just Michigan just steamrolling over the Cornhuskers. But this is the second year of Matt Rule having Raiola at the quarterback position. He's knowing the offensive scheme a little bit more. I think that could be one of those games that I think could be the make or break for Michigan this year, honestly, and when you get to that week 4 of the season. But no, I agree with you, Kyle. I think the Oklahoma game, that is, I mean, it's a nighttime game, it's a primetime game, it's national television, ABC, everything. Go through the litany of everything that goes with a prime game like that. That's going to be, I think that's probably got to be the first gut check for Michigan more than anything is that Oklahoma game. And like I said, I think a lot of it there could be a little emotion because you got Sharon going back to his alma mater too. So I think there's also that little bit to go along with it. Derek, among the you see the win totals obviously. Which one is an eyebrow raiser for you more than anything?
I mean, I mentioned Penn State. I know they have pretty much everyone returning. They're pretty much, I don't know how favorites they are for the national title, but man, I don't know. Rutgers, I always have a soft spot for. They always seem to be able to do something. I don't know. 5.5 looks a little low for me. Maybe I'd say 7.5. I mean, it's not like it's much better, but just looking at Minnesota, Michigan State, Washington, I think they got maybe a little bit better of a.
Penn
I mean, I don't have the
State's got,
schedule pulled
much
up here,
tougher
but
schedule too. Sorry.
You said
There you
Michigan State schedule or
No, sorry. Derek had just mentioned Penn State briefly, but yeah, it was the first time I actually looked through the Penn State schedule, and compared to a lot of these other, out of the top 5 teams, Penn State has probably the toughest schedule because they got Indiana and Nebraska and Ohio State and Iowa and Oregon. So
yeah. I know Oregon's at home and they play them, I think, to open up Big Ten play. And that's going to be a tough one. It's under the lights. It's going to be the
Penn
NBC.
State's Oregon's only, I guess, and maybe Iowa are like the 2 difficult away games for Oregon. I mean, I like Oregon for a bunch. Unfortunately, as much as Oregon and Ohio State both lost a bunch of players, they both have fairly cushy schedules.
Mm-hmm. So when we get to the first Saturday of December, who's raising the Big Ten trophy?
Okay.
Kyle just popped a screen on like he's ready to jump at us. So go at it, big fella.
It's hard to tell. You want to say Michigan because the fact, and this is not biased because obviously we're here on the Big Ten 50. I think Michigan in their circumstance has the highest ceiling that could happen out of all the teams in the Big Ten. Obviously, you have Ohio State, you have Penn State. You look at their records and everything. You say, well, it would make sense that these guys could possibly make it back to the Big Ten. But obviously, a lot of the eyebrows that come with Michigan are just based off of their quarterback situation. If it turns out to be that Bryce Underwood,
if he pulls a Jaden Daniels and comes in his first year and is incredible, then Michigan's got a pretty good shot.
I actually kind of think having a freshman quarterback kind of lowers your ceiling a little bit, just because it's obviously very talented, but still pretty raw. If you're starting the freshman, that means there's a lot of upperclassmen who just weren't it. And I don't know. I can see Bryce starting, but I also I might even be a little worried about that quarterback room if a guy like Jaden Davis he can't win the job.
I was gonna ask about Keene too. Yeah, I mean, I think
Keene is like a really safe.
What year's Keene? Do you know?
Got to be a senior.
Is he
grad,
senior?
I think he's a grad transfer.
Oh, grad transfer. Okay.
So,
yeah,
I mean, one and done for him.
I think Keene is like, he's kind of like one of these like retread quarterbacks where you're just like, Okay.
Mhm.
Like, I don't feel like it really raises your ceiling much.
No.
I don't know like what the floor
It's
even is for a guy
we
like him.
know without a doubt that he is above average.
He doesn't
and,
make
like,
mistakes, which
it-
I don't
yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
is the best thing to say about your quarterback.
No,
Right.
but that's also
Although he did throw a pick 6 against Michigan, but either way.
our defense is incredible.
Yeah, it's fine. Like Will
So-
Johnson's awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
good luck to you in Arizona.
I agree with you. Like, that's not what you want out of your starting quarterback at its best. But also, when you have a bunch of unknowns and you have guys that are, unknown with high upside, I mean, you counteract that. You kind of fill out your room with someone who's been there for a bunch of years and is consistent. So,
Mhm.
like, even if,
I kind of want Jaden Davis to win the job. That's kind of where I'm at. I want an internal kind of guy. I think Keen guys like these transfer guys, like it's cool to have a guy for one season, but I kind of I want to see something. I want to sink my teeth into something, and it seems like every year at quarterback, Michigan is constantly giving us these guys who are one and dones, who are just like not really that great.
it is wild for,
I don't know.
like, having a good team for like so many years. It is wild in the last 10, 15 years how many questionable quarterbacks we've had for having like really good teams.
Like JJ's was by far the best
Well,
out of that bunch, but even like
JJ's
JJ
incredible, but like
Yeah.
after JJ, who is the second best quarterback we've had in the last 15
In the
since the
Harbaugh-
Harbaugh era, since Harbaugh, since like 2015.
Jake Rudock.
Jake
Spade.
Rudock. Right. Exactly.
In the first
Jake
year
Rudock.
as
Yeah.
being a transfer. After that, I think you're looking at
Spate, maybe.
Devin Gardner, like
no. Well,
I'm saying since
Gardner
Harbaugh,
was
since Harbaugh.
yeah.
just since Harbaugh.
Yeah,
Even just since Harbaugh.
yeah.
I was thinking even before that, but since Harbaugh, I don't even know who the number 2 quarterback would be.
I mean,
It's pretty bleak.
because a lot of people will get. I got no problem giving the flowers to Cade when he had that
Okay.
the big ass rah-rah speech in 2020.
Mhm.
But
It's also tough getting other top talent in when they know they're gonna sit behind JJ. So
Right.
like, it's hard to like develop another top prospect when they know that they're just gonna be on the bench until JJ leaves.
that's why I wanted to take a look at the quarterback room from 2016 real quick because Wilton had a really good year, but I can't remember if he came in late or if someone had to fill in for him when he got injured at Iowa.
Mhm.
I think that it had to have been that because when you look at the rest of the quarterbacks that were in that same room, it was Michael Sesa, who was basically a walk-on, Sugar Shane Morris, who was basically on the ready
boy.
to,
Shout out
on
to
the ready to out.
Shane.
Shane
Stop.
Morris. That feels like pre-Harbaugh, though. I think Shane Morris, right?
Was he?
Well, yeah, he was
around
pretty
when
hard.
Harbaugh got here, and then he was there for at least a year with.
I think
Harbaugh?
he transferred after Hoke got fired or something. I don't remember.
Well, no, because he was here for 2015. That was
Okay.
Harbaugh's
This is
first
Michigan,
year.
for
okay.
God's sakes.
I see. Yeah.
John O'Corn, which I'm
doesn't play
that-
for Iowa is wild.
Alex
Impressive.
Malzone.
Yep.
Or
Oh,
Alex
that's a name.
Malzone. Yeah.
Yep.
Then you
Ryan
had
Mallett.
Ryan Mallett. Oh
Ryan-
boy, that guy had a cannon.
Brandon.
I love
Peters.
Ryan.
Of
Brandon-
course. How could you not?
Then you had the Brandon Peters experiment.
He's 6'12" and he throws it like 90 yards. Ryan
Yeah.
Mallett's the best.
But no, like I said, after JJ, I think Jake Rudock and then Wilton Spade, I think would be like the top 3 quarterbacks in Harbaugh's regime.
Rough.
Yeah, that tells you much. But
It's 10 years of just like, ugh. Just
Well,
like,
I'm not
I mean,
saying,
other than JJ, and I mean, Rudock, Rudock, whatever. You felt like, okay, we're getting a grown up. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
you've
Whatever.
got someone that's got game
That's
experience
Mikey.
at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that's similar to what we got with Mikey now.
maybe I don't know how he's going to be after when he recovers from his injury bug that he
That's
had
another
during the
thing. Like you
spring.
got another transfer guy coming in on an injury, much like what's his name from last season that left after the concussions after he got hurt. From last
gonna make me look it up.
season, the
Shoot, I
quarterback,
don't remember.
the guy, his name, and
don't
his
know.
name was Wade
Cena.
Jones.
Fantastic. Thanks.
But
His
Kyle,
name, of course, is Wade Jones.
but Kyle, before you got cut off by I'm assuming Spartan foes up
Propaganda. Yeah.
there. Who,
The firewall.
who did you project to be the one raising the trophy in Indy?
I want to say Michigan, and I'm only saying that just because
Are
I'm
you saying
hoping
Michigan, or do you want to say Michigan?
I'm saying Michigan just because of the fact that I think the Bryce Underwood experience pays off.
Mhm.
I think they win at Oklahoma, and I think that's kind of the tail that leads to a good season. I think they win the Big Ten. Do I think they win the national title? I wouldn't go to that extent.
No. I'm not
But,
asking that far. Just
But I truly think that the Bryce Underwood experience will pay off, and I think they do hoist the trophy in Indy this year.
okay, Bobby.
I think I'm going to go with my pick from last year, mostly because I don't want to pick OSU. I'm going to go with Oregon because they also don't have a terrible schedule. I mean, they got Penn State and Iowa away. And
Yeah,
then
no Ohio State, no Michigan this year.
Exactly. And no Illinois. So, and like all their even like mid-level games are all at home.
Cruising to the Big Ten title game.
Yeah. I'm gonna run back my pick from last season, which I suppose was kind of correct, even though they ended up losing to OSU. But I'm gonna go with the Ducks.
Okay, E-Boogie.
I'm going with Oregon. I picked Michigan last year. That was goofy. I'm stopping the goofiness this year. It's Oregon.
I mean, you can be a goofy goober. I don't care.
Nah.
Derek.
I'll continue the goofiness. I'll go Michigan, man. I'm with Kyle. I think this experiment's going to pay off. I think.
As much as I want to say Michigan. I really do. And you know me. I always say defense wins games. People show up, watch the offense, and people are going to be coming out in droves to see the hometown talent from just down the road from down in Belleville to play in Ann Arbor in front of in front of a big ass crowd, the biggest crowd in all of college football.
Me and Bryce Underwood, we've definitely eaten at the same Culver's. I don't know if it's at the same time, but that Culver's in Belleville.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Hey, I mean, hey, him and I have, I think, shaken hands with people that we've been affiliated with before too. But
Zeke Berry averaging 1 pick 6 per game. Michigan all the way.
I don't know why, but something tells me this might be the year that Penn State gets it done.
Dude, I know.
Nobody
And I-
believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it?
That's how I feel about Penn State.
Again, this is only on July 7th. I mean, I could be changing my mind later on. I mean, we'll get more insight like when they have the Big Ten Media Days in Vegas. But
Mhm.
I'm not sure. Like I'm on the fence with this one a little bit though.
It really hurts because, oh God, in my heart of hearts, Ohio State has a real easy schedule, and like it just like it would hurt me too much physically to suggest that they're gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
But I think their number on that list was pretty accurate. I think they got a pretty good chance.
Like I said,
They're in the same situation as almost everyone in the Big Ten. They have no idea who their quarterback's going to be.
Yeah.
You sit
that's
here, and you, whether you want to read into these football boards or whatever, Ohio State's quarterback situation is way worse than people think it is.
Well, at least now for them, if they run on a team with no pass defense, it'll make sense.
Well, they're also replacing their top 2 running backs from last year too, I believe.
Running backs
Henderson
and
both of them?
replacing a defensive coordinator too.
Yeah. It's a lot.
they've got a lot.
Henderson and Judkins both got drafted in the second round last year.
Yeah, but I mean, there a lot of people are trying to figure out like Aaron Nolan is, it's supposed to be the equivalent, is like Ohio State's equivalent of Bryce Underwood. A lot of people are saying, and I'm not trying to joke on his last name either, but people are high on Julian Sayin apparently down there as well.
He'll be the
I
starter
don't
this
know.
year, more than likely.
But like I said, I'm not entirely sure. I think a lot
Jeremiah
of it-
Smith is going to, either way, whoever their quarterback is, he's going to rain just fire and brimstone on pass defense and spirit.
And it's not just because he's a 98 overall in the new
No.
college football 26,
No.
which that's one thing I kind of want to
Today.
talk.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
If you have the deluxe edition, you got
I
it
was
today.
gonna say, I learned that
I
the
don't
hard
have
way.
it. I don't
Learned the
have
hard
Not
way.
on whatever, like the EA
EA play or whatever. it is.
play.
play. Thank
Yeah.
you.
The one thing I'm
If you want
happy
the deluxe
though,
edition, you got it 3 days early.
the one thing I'm happy about is that they've decided to actually take the chains off of no crossplay, and that you can actually play against someone with Xbox if you have PS5.
Finally. Yes.
So, needless to say, there's going to be a lot of dynasties. There's going to be a lot of dynasty smack with my boy Kyle King down there in Tennessee, where he tries to rebuild. Where he's going to try to rebuild Kennesaw State for the third time, or Vanderbilt for the 8th time.
You don't need to rebuild Vanderbilt. They're already there based on last.
You guys don't.
Hey, hold on. I will never give credit to Vanderbilt. If you heard what their quarterback said, I don't even know his name because it made me mad. But he came out in the interview and basically said that if you want to play real man football, you don't go play in the Big Ten. You go play down south in the SEC.
Oh,
Okay.
All right, man. Cool. Yeah, we've heard it. Yeah, great. That's right.
All
You
right,
go to Vanderbilt.
They're Vanderbilt University. The Vanderbilt Commodores.
Vanderbilt and South Carolina, the two best teams in the SEC last year. You know, that's.
I got no respect for them.
No,
But
no,
hey,
I
I
know.
will say that you're talking about the football game. One cool thing that they are doing this year for that game, and I know for like the dynasty teams, because I know they did like a flat rate for every team that's in the game. But anybody that picks certain teams, so if you were to pick like a Kennesaw State, they get a certain percentage based off of how many people picked them in that game mode.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yep. So if a million people take Kennesaw State, they're getting a percentage of money of all the people that are picking them in the game.
That's actually very sweet.
Yeah, it's actually really cool that they're adjusting that. And I think that was the one thing I think a lot of people wanted when they released the game last year, but getting it this year, like trying to get all that. And the one thing I was hoping for that they're bringing this year, because I like doing the whole like create a college athlete thing.
Yep.
Your career.
Going back to high
mode.
school.
Yeah.
Starting in high school and going through the recruiting. The one thing they did show is that you can play the college hat okey doke maneuver.
Ah, yes.
We're like, am I gonna play
Yeah,
Alabama? Nah, forget that. Notre Dame.
That's great.
No, get out of here. I'm going to Georgia. So like I like that.
Nice.
So they put that in the game. But most importantly though, guys, because we are the playground after all,
Yes.
the most important feature in this year's game is the Pop-Tart is in the game.
Oh, yes.
I just always loved them.
I don't think that's the most impressive.
I just always enjoyed the mascot games.
Oh, I miss the mascot games. Those were fun. Can you imagine just playing an entire Pop-Tart, entire Pop-Tart team playing
Team of
it?
Pop-Tarts? Yeah.
Oh my god, just
Oh my god.
butter me and
All the strawberry filling all over the field.
yep. Oh my god, it's all over the field. Well, like they showed like a side by side. I think On3 posted it. They had a side by side of the first Pop-Tarts Bowl and the actual game feel of it, and it's exact replica of the Pop-Tart going down the toaster, and then right as it leaves, he flicks the sign right out of the toaster. So like it is
that's cool.
to a T. It's to a T. Also in the game, I saw it. My man Clayton Safey from On3 put on there. Mr. Brightside makes
That's
an
the
appearance.
best part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
And-
Brightside is in the game.
Going into fourth quarter, Mr. Brightside is in, and they even cut it out right at the tail end of the chorus too. And, I'm
Oh,
like-
yeah.
and you hear the crowd singing to him like this. Chef's kiss.
Yep.
You did. You done did it. You done did great there.
It was always fun playing the game last year and hearing that like 8 seconds of "Welcome to the Jungle" from.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how
Guns
many
N'
times?
Roses, Yeah.
It's like, how many times am I going to go onto the field as a road team? No, it was more, okay, how many times am I going to go on the road as a starting quarterback in here? I got
Well, I was literally just going to ask between that song and how many times does Seven Nation Army play in game?
right. But just like, God, I've had enough. We get it, Travis Scott. We get it. You're going to show up with a fake WWE title at WrestleMania again. We get it. Fiend. We get it. Goodness.
Yeah, Michigan in game, 85 overall, tied for 14. They're on par with Arizona State, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma and Indiana. They have Michigan and Indiana ranked the same in game,
Whatever, man.
which seems
Whatever.
And again, it's the initial.
questionable.
Well, it's the initial one. I think a lot of when I saw the overall, like the overall, I was still surprised with Alabama.
That they
They've
were
got them that they're the top
out and out number one.
Yeah, that they're the top team, and I get it. Like Alabama has a history of it. I understand.
The next 7 teams are all tied, and they're like, nope, we're going to give Alabama one. It's like, okay.
Right, but again, it's not. This ain't Nick Saban's Alabama anymore. Like
No,
for crying out
it's
loud.
not.
And again, I understand. You know, the new guy is eventually over time going to get his guys and get his style of football put in, but I just don't think it's now. As
So
Kyle
I've played
apparently
like
has got-
other EA Sports games quite a bit, but I haven't really done. Oh, you out of here, Kyle?
You dipping?
Yeah, I got to be up at 2:00 tomorrow, unfortunately,
Oh.
boys.
Y'all
All
go
right,
back
well,
now.
Work comes early, but hey, I'm glad we got to do this, Miz. Thanks for putting this together. Everyone tuning in on the Big 1050 and on Mrs. Twitch. Appreciate you being here. I'll catch you fellas later. Enjoy the rest of the time, and I will be seeing you guys later on.
Looking
Appreciate
forward to
you, Dick.
cashing that bet in 9 months about the Wizards. I'll be
Hey,
waiting.
hey, make sure you
April comes around.
make sure you
Game
give me a
time.
text. Hey, give me a text, and we'll set up something, and just know that I'll be taking the win for that one. I
Maybe
won't
Dame
forget it.
time. He wants to sign with the Wizards next year. I don't know. Well, he come back from rehab.
Ugh.
All right, guys, you have a good one.
Take it easy, Kyle. So
Sorry, quick question. Just because
Yeah.
like I've played quite a few other EA games, but I was never a college football guy. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously it was gone for many years.
Yep.
Did they do like full mid-season like readjustments of like squads and
Yes.
like stats and ratings? Is it just like
Yes.
once mid-season, or
No,
does
they do it a couple times.
Do they? Okay.
yeah, so like during the actual season itself, they'll adjust like their numbers throughout
Yeah,
the
yeah.
progression of
Yeah,
it.
you just
So,
readjust.
I love playing with Michigan last year. Honestly, I didn't care because they were very kind to Mr. Orgy's passing.
Uh-huh.
They were very kind, but he was still very fast.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that was
my
it.
favorite
Like,
team to play with.
like, hey, you play shotgun all the time. I'm booking it though.
You play shotgun, and then what do you got to do on defense? You got 2 just wreckers up front, so you're just blowing everything up on the other side. You're just pissing people off the whole
I mean,
time.
I told what's his name? I told that to Big Kenny G when he was in when he came to the studio with Sam. I'm like, bro, been playing the game. I'm like, dude, you are a beast in this game. And he's being the big tape. He's like, thanks, man. Thanks. He's just like, thanks, man. I appreciate
Nice,
that, man.
dude.
I'm like, no, you don't understand, man. You and Mace,
Dude,
y'all
I don't
gonna
have
be
to do
tearing it.
nothing
crazy.
else. I just
I don't
call
have to-
regular plays. I don't even have to think about it. You just blowing everything up.
It's like I'll just go ahead and play safety and just let you and Mace
Let
just
them sort
tear
it out.
Just let you guys do work. Demo, yeah, let Demo do what he got to do on the edge too. Like, shoot, I don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually spawns the other side thing. I brought this up to Derek earlier today in the office. They're bringing back EA's college basketball.
I heard about this
Are
too.
they?
Yeah,
They are. They're
Cheers.
bringing. Yep, they're bringing college basketball for what 2026. I think is when it's coming out. So
yeah. I think the last one I played was when Joakim Noah and all of them and them boys and Al Horford were still at Florida.
I
So
the
long
la-
ago.
the
Al
last one
Horford still, by the way, still playing, still in the league. About to sign with Golden State, probably.
that blows my mind that he's still
I know.
around. But
I can't believe it. He's,
But
I
the
think
last-
he's 39, maybe 40.
he's up there.
Yeah.
He's up there. He's an elder statesman now. But the last one I played
status.
was
Oh, he's well past unk status, bro. I'm an unk. Come on,
he-
come on.
he's old head is what he is.
He
He's
is
old.
an old head. Yeah, just like
He is.
LeBron,
Emphasis on old.
just like Chris Paul, who said it's
Oh my
probably his last year.
How many times has he
He's
said
been
it?
saying that for years.
I was gonna
I
say,
mean,
how
this
many-
year it's probably it though. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
That's
see.
He played
we'll
every
see.
single game last year. Did you know that?
Really?
Every single one.
Hmm.
Chris Paul.
I had no
Good for
idea.
him.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Then-
He's just hanging around in San Antonio.
I keep forgetting that he's in San Antonio.
He was, yeah.
He's
pretty still.
he's becoming a journeyman at this point. But
Every
the
team
last
he goes to, he raised their floor. You got a team of young guys, just like they did with Oklahoma City back in the day when Shea was just getting it together.
Mhm.
Together.
together
Does KD count as a journeyman at this point?
It feels like it, doesn't it?
in there.
Like he's still like top 10 in the league. Is he just like, I get that it's just ring chasing, but like
Is
the
this
term-
man ever going to be happy
Dude,
anywhere?
the term journeyman just feels like, sixth man kind of bit part player. Like you're solid. It's
Like
weird.
if you're the top, you feel like the 12th best player of all time, and you're a
Exact-
journeyman.
That's
What's
what
that
I mean.
about?
Like you're actively top 10 in the league, and you're just bouncing.
Is he going to retire a Thunder?
That's a real question. Like when he
Yes.
retires, like when
They go
like
back.
Is
Yeah.
it just like multiple logos? Like how do they do that?
honestly, I think he might retire as a warrior.
Man, I don't
I
know.
hate to
If
say
it's
it.
up to him, I don't think he's going to do that.
No,
he
I
could
don't
have went
think
back and he's like, nah, we good.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen. But I
I
mean,
think he'll be
at
a
the same
Thunder,
time,
but it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Top
or-
12 player of all time, probably greatest scorer of a generation. Just kind of,
or
he's around.
they bring a franchise back to Seattle. Who's to say? We'll see. if
I'm
that
really
happens.
looking
Yeah.
forward to these 2027 Houston versus Detroit NBA Finals. It's going to be incredible.
Yo.
I'm just looking
Oh.
forward to the Detroit Lions Buffalo Bills Super Bowl is going to happen.
Oh,
next
That
year.
would have
Please.
gotten the most insane
Midwest-
viewership last year. Like,
Midwest excellence, because Buffalo is still the Midwest. That counts.
yeah.
I count.
America's team versus North America's team. That's all I'm saying.
Aha.
Because the Dallas
I see.
Cowboys are not it. Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboys are not it. Just sit down.
They are
Cowboy
not.
fans.
No.
I don't
What
care
are
if there's
they- What are they doing?
I don't know.
I
was
don't
hoping-
understand. They gave up picks for one of the Carolina Panthers receivers, Mingo,
Oh,
last year. I
yeah.
don't.
Let Jerry
traded for
cook.
George
all right?
Pickens, like
Let Jerry cook.
They got Pickens. Like, okay, they have a wide receiver
Like
2
goofiness,
at this
man.
point, which, okay, like Dak got $1 billion and he's good.
Mhm.
But like,
legend at the bank for sure. Legend at the bank. Sometimes it's just about where. Hey, man, Kirk Cousins, legend at the bank. Legend.
the memes
Kirk Cousins.
online of like the Falcons trying to trade Kirk Cousins to play other positions, like whenever any team's just
Nah, we
Yeah.
good.
we need a corner. Cousins can play corner. No.
He's gonna play. Very supportive bench guy next year.
Yeah.
You know, very supportive.
It's funny because they're talking about that their NFL teams are still looking for a quarterback, and they were
Keep
looking
looking.
at. And I can't remember who they said they were looking to come out of retirement
Yeah.
to play quarterback.
Darren Waller's out of
Yeah.
retirement.
Right.
What the hell are
Right.
the Dolphins doing?
Sign Flacco. Like,
Oh,
the-
Flacco's very much alive and
No,
well
yeah.
in Cleveland, though.
Well, he's alive in
Is he?
Cleveland. I don't
He's
know
in
if he's
Cleveland.
well. I don't know if
well.
anyone's well in Cleveland.
No,
No.
no one's well in Cleveland
They
right
have
now.
Brother.
9 quarterbacks.
Sorry,
No.
Mason Graham.
Oh.
Bro, he'll be fine.
Oh,
It's okay. He's got jewelry already, so he don't care. He's fine. He's fine
I'm
where
so
he's at.
icy. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's
He'll
so
be
crispy and
icy.
icy.
I'm clean.
It's just, I mean, we're actually going to see Shador Sanders on the field next year. No,
Are we sure about that?
I'm
I-
almost
Gabriel.
100% sure.
I will say, look, it feels like we've transitioned to the NFL. We haven't talked since the draft. Like, as much as I hated him being the only thing that anybody talked about, it did in my soul feel really good to see him get drafted that late.
You just can't punt on the process like that and just be
No.
like not a special athlete, because the
No.
problem with him isn't it's just like all his
Just give them-
measurables came
just-
back as just like he's fine.
Yeah, just
He's
giving
okay.
a middle finger to everybody.
You can't
and
be
it's like,
short. You can't be that small and also not be like athletic. You can't be like Kyler Murray.
You can't be
Kyler
that
Murray makes up-
arrogant and not
You could-
generational talent.
Dog, depending on the position, you're like if you're a receiver, arrogance is expected.
Yeah,
But if you're a quarterback, you're supposed to be the leader, the guy who's
it
sort
seems
of
like
like
he has a
getting
bigger
people
attitude
together.
than Travis Hunter, and it's like, no, Travis Hunter is like generational, and
Yeah, at two
Shedeur-
positions, yeah.
exactly, is like
But
partially
Travis,
carried by that.
but Travis,
Yeah.
like it seems like Travis Hunter has actually been pretty humble down in Jacksonville.
That's when it's
The
like,
whole
yeah, like,
time,
yeah, and that's when it's like he shows up like he rocks crazy outfits and bling and stuff like that. But
who
at
in
the
the
end of
NFL?
but exactly, you hear him talking, it's like he's committed to the process and he's like motivated to be there.
Yeah,
So-
but when you think about it, what star player in the NFL doesn't come, show up to the stadium wearing a wacky outfit?
Sure.
Hell,
Yeah.
all you have to do
And
is
what
just
skill
get on.
position player
All
doesn't
that
show up.
No,
wearing
time out.
Yeah,
Time out.
yeah.
No, hold on, time out. All you got to do is look at Lions Twitter and just watch them show up to Ford Field. I mean, when you got Rodrigo showing up looking like a cowboy, ready to wrangle some
Mhm.
cattle,
Mhm.
and you had I say R.I.P., but he's not rest in peace. But then you got Frank Ragnow who will show up and
Yeah.
wearing overalls or something. Like
Uh-huh.
you don't have to be wearing the most blinged out, highly paid
To have like
outfit.
a fun style. Yeah, it's
Right.
just
Lions
figure out
just
what your
have-
style is and go crazy.
Right, the Lions are just finding
Surprise,
fun.
those are $1,000 overalls.
Like those overalls have never seen the
Mhm.
light of day in the field. So I mean, who's to say that?
We're still waiting around. We're still on Zadarius Smith watch. We're
Dude,
still
We
watching.
really are.
I'm still watching.
I am holding out hope. I still,
Training camp at the end of the month.
yeah.
Hey, it's coming.
Well, sooner rather than later, because the last day of the month is the Hall of Fame game down in Canton,
Yeah.
and that's obviously Detroit and not San Diego, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
Chargers, and I don't know if I'm able to reveal this or not, so I'm just going to keep my lip button until I find out otherwise. But something may be happening with one of our shows down in Canton, possibly.
Oh.
I'm just saying. I'm not
saying.
sure if I can
Little
release.
birdie told me.
Little birdie told me, and he said right, and I said okay, fair enough. That's all he said though, was just right.
Put me in, coach. Love a road trip.
Yeah, so I just went left instead. Trying to. Like I said, we had a whole bunch of stuff. We're already 2 hours into the stream itself. I know.
Sure.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I also
My-
have like been
my
really
ass is
censoring
getting tired.
myself. I've been doing a really good job censoring my language, completely forgetting that we're not live
We're not
on
live.
the radio,
Nope,
and I
nope.
could have
There's
been,
no dump button here.
dude.
Yeah,
I could have
nope.
been saying way more fun things.
Way
but-
more good stuff.
Right,
Well,
and
yeah, I was talking about the Cleveland coach pretending he's jerking off with sunflower seeds, and I had to censor that because I thought that it was going out live.
well, I mean, it could be worse. It could have been like the Tiger opening day broadcast we did, and we opened the stream up, and when we went to commercial break, it was after the broadcast itself. One of the higher ups from Detroit who also does stuff with us in Ann Arbor. It's like, hey, how do you? It's like, watch the stream. You guys did an outstanding job. Also, a lot of F-bombs, and I go, sorry. Jamie just gets a little
And it
rambunctious
wasn't
off
me,
air.
and I was so happy.
No, but it was the off-air stuff.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
off the air.
yeah.
radio
I see.
stuff.
I
But-
see.
But I understood where it came from, and I told Jamie, I'm like, either A, if we stay on stream and not do a we'll be back, video,
Mm-hmm.
we've got to keep our mouths clean. But if we're going to be using we're going to commercial break thing, then that's fine. But essentially, like when I say when we're going on break, like people are watching on stream, it's like this,
Yeah.
we'll be right back.
Yeah.
And it's got the graphic or whatever. So like stuff like that. And at that point, like I've got music that'll play underneath it just so that it's not like just dead air on a
Yeah, it's the
stream.
Orlando Magic on loop
Whoa.
for 6 minutes.
No, it's the bubble basketball. It's round ball rock.
You know the Pistons won again.
It's round ball. No, it's
You know
round
the
ball.
Pistons won again.
We just have a loop of all of our drops
All at the same
associated-
time.
It's whatever sport we're like
Same
doing the
time.
show on. It's
At the
every
same
drop we
time.
have associated with that sport lined up over and over again.
Honestly, I couldn't think of
free real estate.
It's free real estate.
This stream can fit so many things in it. Sorry, what's up, Miss?
Honestly, I mean, the only thing I could think is, man, we can close it out the way we usually do with winners and losers, obviously without the audio to go with it. So, I mean, we know the rules.
Oh, you
Anyone
want to? Can I get a like a tight 4 minutes on soccer here for the potential 2 people that view this that care?
do you want to do that before we do with the winners and losers stuff?
Yeah. I'll be quick about it.
Hit it with it.
So last month there was the oh my god, I have to close
right.
I have to close so many tabs right now to find my soccer tabs.
Shout out to my wife.
Hold on.
Shout out to the love
Hey,
of my life.
hey. It's free
Yeah.
real estate.
It's free real estate. It's free. It's for you.
It's for you.
Free fitty. Okay. So the
This is free real estate.
Hey, Derek. That's Bobby saying there, Derek.
yeah, I know.
He said anybody couldn't tell.
Where's that from?
Wait, wait, hold on, that's me?
That's you. You
Wait,
didn't know that?
That was me. Eric showed that to me before we even started. He's like, "Hey, check out this drop we got." I
Derek.
didn't even realize. Wait, what is that from?
That's from our. Was it when we talked about the Pistons on like March 30th? I was just going through some sounds, just going through some stuff, looking for demo stuff.
And he had popped in the stream. Hey, Derek.
Hey, Derek.
Hey, Derek. Oh, that's
Oh wait,
Sounds like Kermit.
that might be me actually. I'm
Play-
not
hold
sure.
on,
Sounds like
Bobby.
Hold on, play one more time.
Hey, Derek. No, it's gotta be Bobby.
No, that's me. That's
it's gotta be Bobby. Okay.
It's Bobby being Eric, is what it is.
Hey, Derek.
Anyways, soccer time. Soccer time.
All right. In June, there's the UEFA Nations League. Portugal won that. Cristiano Ronaldo won what he has now said is going to be his final tournament. Yeah, with with Portugal, which was really cool. He got like 3 now international trophies with Portugal.
Mhm.
He also now has the most international goals by a lot. I don't know if anyone's going to pass him. He's still got like 30 on Messi. However, one of the other winners of the with Portugal was Diogo Jota, who had the greatest summer of all time, followed by tragedy. So he plays for Liverpool, and they won the Premier League, and then he plays for Portugal, and they won the UEFA Nations League, and then he got married, and then he and his brother got in a car accident, and this happened, I think, just last weekend. Yes, exactly. The outpouring, and it's like, it obviously is horrendous that it happened. And like the outpouring from other teams has been pretty crazy. Like all of the games that have been being played recently, because they've had the Club World Cup going on, and like superstar players, almost, I would say, at least one goal in every single game that has been played, like high profile internationally or the Club World Cup. Like one of the players does the Diogo Jota, like little playing video games on the ground celebration, or throws up a number 20 for him. So an incredible player that unfortunately, tragedy struck, but the outpouring was really cool. And it's like you win 2 major trophies and get married, and it's like the insane roller coaster.
The emotions of the high, and then the sudden dip of tragedy. Like,
Yep. Which is
the best way I could say it, and this is, it's funny, but at the same time, it also kind of has the same feel. Back in the day when I used to work at a car auction, I was told, Matt, you can have 50 attaboys, but you have one bleep, and you lose all of those.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's kind of the equivalent of it, if you think about it.
So yeah, that was terrible. And then right now the Club World Cup's going on, which is, I was talking with what's his name? One of our regular callers on the M Zone, who gave up on soccer.
Philly E.
Nope.
Ron?
Mustafa.
Mustafa. Because he said he was giving up on soccer, but then he was, complaining that like U.S. media is not covering soccer. So I was chopping up the Club World Cup with him. You have these huge European teams blowing out these little teams, because any team that like won a major competition, even if it's a much smaller league, got in. So you got, this tournament where people are winning 10, 12, nothing. But right now we're in the semifinals for the Club World Cup. You've got Chelsea, who's been pretty bad, but
Chelsea.
Exactly. And then Fluminense, who's in the Brazilian league. They're in one semifinal, and then you've got Real Madrid and PSG in the other semifinal. So those are both going on in the next couple days. And then there was one final thing that
Mexico won the CONCACAF.
That was the
Gold
CONCACAF
Cup.
against.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
I believe one of the U.S. players said that CONCACAF hates us. I believe it was a controversial offsides call.
Well, offsides, I don't think was actually that controversial.
Yeah.
So Mexico kind of dominated the U.S. I think they did deserve to win. However, the U.S. lost 2-1, and there was the most blatant handball, and it was the most technical by the book ruling of not a penalty kick for us. So because it was like a plant hand, there was a ball in the box, and it's weird to show this on stream. He basically goes down the way you would just like hold yourself up, hand on the ground. He just like palms the ball on the ground to hold himself up in the box and stops it in place. And because it's some rule about like his plant hand and it like being immediately back up, it's not called a penalty for a handball in the box. And that is the biggest thing why the U.S. Soccer Federation talks about CONCACAF not liking the U.S. is one where like any referee could have called that a handball and no one would have complained. Like, to a degree, look, again, that would have tied it up, and Mexico truly probably did deserve to win that game, but it's pretty wild that that didn't happen. Also, like, Pulisic is like not playing anymore, kind of golden boy, who I still consider, consider him, you know, debatably like the best American player, and he's not even really playing. It's, you know, the U.S. has kind of ruined their golden generation. But Mexico won the CONCACAF. Portugal won the Nations League. Ronaldo is retiring from international play, has the most international goals. And that's kind of that's your 7 minutes. I went a little bit over.
Inter Miami, they got a draw against one of the European teams.
Well,
is that the first time ever in North America?
Carrying Inter Miami.
Yeah.
So yeah, because you know there was 2 MLS teams that made it to the Club World Cup, and they were actually performing really, really well. And oh my gosh, Messi, despite being like 36, 37, right now, is like still just absolutely cooking kids. So
I think it was the best a U.S. team had ever done, a club team had ever done against a European team.
That's in like an actual
in an actual tournament,
in a major tournament. That is correct.
Yeah.
So you know who they should have had? DCFC. Just saying.
But
the Rouge and Gold.
For the handful of you, including Joe Haro watching,
shout out to Teddy Roosevelt. That's right. That's what you're.
Wooly.
Oh,
I don't know if that's you, but you Teddy Roosevelt to me now.
Wooly. I think we're just gonna have to put that as a drought note. Wooly. Pop it if he pops in on.
Oh, I'm recording, so don't worry.
Also,
hold on, guys. Clear out really quick for 1 second. Go ahead, miss.
Wait. Okay.
Wooly.
Oh, you need to record that for a future drop. I see you. Also,
lay out.
Wooly.
Ah, damn it.
Wooly.
There we go.
You've got so many different ones. You got so many different ones.
Last 30 seconds of soccer. 2 players who are incredible that had never won trophies. Harry Kane and Youngmin Son, both from Tottenham, both won trophies. Kane with Bayern Munich and Son with Tottenham finally. So congratulations to them. All right, no more soccer.
I just imagine him. I just imagine Harry Kane walking around with like a cane that just has like, I don't know, like tiger hair on it.
Cane.
It's just
so stupid. Like bird feathers or something. I don't know.
I'm just thinking
they're fake. I mean, they're fake. They're fake.
House walking around with a fuzzy cane. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
All right. We've got enough soccer out of the way. Thank you to the handful of you that care.
Yeah, he got that pimp cane on hand. Honestly, I was confused.
Right here.
Thank you. I was really confused because when I saw like World Cup stuff, I'm like, I thought the World Cup was next year, and then I realized,
I will say a lot of teams, a lot of
Club World
coaches complain. I want to use another word, but I'll keep it semi-clean. They complain a lot about this tournament just because big teams already play so many games, and they're like, dude, let them take the summer off. This is crazy.
Nope.
So, oh well.
Too bad.
Yep.
All right. I guess we'll close out with what we usually do on a Sunday during the fall and winter, winners and losers. I can't do it too loud because my father went up to bed, so I got to be kind of quiet when I do this. So I can't do the heavy growl. So yeah. So
do it to give me your James Earl Jones version.
Who is your
Bobby?
winner?
Bobby, who is your winner?
My winner this week is gonna be me for picking the correct other actual winner is old Tarek Scooby-Doo's.
Okay. All right. You were losing me there for a second.
No.
You're like, I'm picking me.
No,
you picked a different guy. Who did a thing.
I'm picking me for correctly predicting the actual winner of mine this week. Tarek Scooby is gonna be hopefully, fingers crossed, they have him starting on the mound for the All-Star game. Best Tigers pitcher we've had in a long time. And
who is your who's your loser?
My loser.
My ass is getting sore in this
Theater of the mind. Theater of the mind.
I'm gonna stick with the pitchers, and I did mention him earlier. It's Justin Verlander.
Having a bad time.
Good chance that he's about to be the losingest single season Cy Young winning pitcher of all time. So 0-5,
Not great.
4.6 ERA. Justin, my man, you left Detroit, got married to a supermodel, and clearly fell off. So he is my loser. We're going to go to the other corner, the man who is back. Hello, officer. Hi, how are you? Hey, I've said it before. I'll say it again. You look good with the stash, bro.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
You're one of the few that can actually rock a stash that well.
So
I never thought I was able to, but no, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Hey, Derek. Hey, Derek.
Derek.
So over to hey, Derek. Who is your winner?
Hey, Derek.
Oh
Go to hell,
boy.
Eric.
Winner. I'm gonna have to go with Eric for that drop. I mean,
Hey, Derek.
you know,
Hey, Derek.
no. Off top of my head, I'll say Florida Panthers. How much I wanted
We
Edmonton.
didn't even talk about the Stanley Cup. It's
Ah,
fine.
yes.
There's
The
no
Stanley
time.
Cup.
There's no
It's
time.
all right.
We're past it.
Lord Stanley.
It's like I don't know.
Lord Stanley.
my winner. It was more based off of how good Florida's been playing, but I was very close on choosing loser as McDavid and Draisaitl. You know, I just I feel for them
McDavid.
more than anything.
Ah,
Oh, my
McDavid.
God.
But yeah, it's
Hey,
gonna
call
have to be my
yourself
winner.
McJesus, man. You got to stop. You just got it.
I don't know how much yelling he did in the locker room. You know,
Yeah.
this time around, but I don't know.
Mhm.
It obviously didn't work. But that's my winner this week. Yeah, Florida Panthers, man.
All right, which means
Hey, Derek.
Hey, Derek.
Hey,
All right, hold on, Eric. I need you to tee me up. I'm gonna go in line with it. So,
Hey, Derek.
who is your loser?
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay on the ice here. I'm gonna go with Steve Yzerman, man.
Woof.
We didn't talk Red
It's-
Wings free agency, but there's not much to talk
Dude,
about. I
This
guess.
is about. This
They're
is probably
rumored with a
about
ton of people, but like no actual signings.
This is probably too much talk about the Red Wings here. I know they signed James Van Riemsdyk. I mean, it might have been a good sign 10 years ago.
Okay.
But I don't know. The off season so far. I mean, obviously they lost on couple big names in free agency. He didn't say who, but I mean, with what 13 million left in the cap, I don't think they'll do anything. Probably sign another goalie here.
They got John
but-
Gibson 3 years after his prime. Do you like that one?
Another
Lion,
goalie.
yeah,
Awesome.
Alex Lyon just
Yeah.
went to Buffalo.
Mm,
For anyone that
okay.
cares.
Yeah, they traded Mrazek, but
Yep.
oh well,
I mean,
whatever.
Okay.
this all goes into the fact that he's the reason why he's my loser this week. I mean, Steve Yzerman, yeah, 7th season and not much to show for it. So
Not great.
Not great, Bob.
Not happy, Bob. Not happy.
but
Ask me why.
I'm going to Eric. Who, Eric, is your
Eric.
winner?
Eric.
Eric.
So I'm gonna go with Spencer Torkelson, and here's why. I got a stat from Pat Caputo.
We didn't even talk All-Star
From-
game. It's fine. We're
Hey,
past
you
it.
know what? All-Star game. Here's your quick little synopsis. We got Torres, Baez, Green, and Skubal. Okay, and that ends your All-Star game. A little aside there. Anyway, Spencer Torkelson hitting .333 with a whopping .704 slugging percentage off four-seam fastballs. In 2024, he hit .226 with a .441 slugging on four-seamers. Top 10 percentile in chase rate and barrel rate. Top 3rd in most technological
Not even using a
hitting
torpedo
metrics.
bat.
No, not even using a torpedo bat. That's a torque bomb. I mean, it's a torpedo. Mr. Spencer Torkelson, you, sir, are my winner this week.
I mean, I'm surprised it wasn't
Had to
McKinstry
do
or
it.
something. No, somebody had to do it.
I was thinking it's a different guy, but you know what? We went with Torque because I had a stat.
Mm-hmm.
So many winners on that roster. All right,
A lot of them.
Boogie,
Hard to pick.
Who is your loser?
All right, my losers in the NBA. It is the New Orleans Pelicans, who are ran at the moment by actually just started running them. Joe Dumars and you'll love this guy. Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver, the guy who was running the Pistons when they were trading every pick they had to make sure they had 4 centers at all times. and made sure our teams made absolutely no sense. Well,
What do you think you are? The Pacers, all big men? What's going on?
the Pelicans did something very funny on the draft day. They traded up to 13 to take Derek Queen, who I like a lot.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, they traded their first round pick that year and an unprotected first round pick next season. Now, New Orleans is not going to be good next season. They're just not. I don't care what Kyle says. I don't care. They're not going to be good. And Atlanta was so stunned that New Orleans offered up their unprotected pick. They had to call back and ask them, "Hey, are you sure? Man, you want to do this, right?" And they called Joe Dumars and were like waiting around for him to call back. And they were like, hopefully he doesn't realize what you were doing. And then they called back and they were like, "Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's it. That's it."
The NBA trade market
Awesome.
this offseason
I love it.
as a whole has been
It's been keeping free agency.
absolutely
It's been keeping free agency a little more. Isn't here to disagree. Very good. Thank you. Anyway, but either way, like the Pelicans, they don't. What are they? This is what Troy Weaver does. He sees a guy in the draft. He's like, "Where's he from? Is he from Baltimore? I have to take him. He's from the DC area. Oh my God, I must take him." They traded for Sadiq Bey again. This man traded for Sadiq Bey in Washington after trading him from the Pistons to Washington, and then he traded for him again.
It's the NBA
Trade for him
version
again.
of the Jets looking at Madden ratings.
Get him
for
again.
getting their picks.
No, this
Yeah.
man loves Sadiq Bey more than anybody. You know what? I wish I had friends as good as Troy Weaver is to Sadiq Bey. Shout out to you, sir. And Troy Weaver, he just loves trading his first round. He traded a first round pick to get Isaiah Stewart. He traded a first round pick to get Jalen Duren. He traded a first round pick to get Marcus Sasser. Hey, man, keep some of those. You're not that good. What are we doing? So that's got to be my loser is the New Orleans Pelicans. Guys, prepare to be the Pistons of 2019 through 2024. So have fun with that or whatever. Not like New Orleans is ever bad or anything. Anyway, we got to get to the man in the captain's chair. Can I get a Jaya?
Can I get a Jaya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Matt Misler, who's your winner this summer or whatever?
I'm going to go with the news that kind of broke today. That would be one Mr. Paolo Banchero.
Oh, yes,
Hey.
of course. I just saw the news not that long ago. know what it
The
is.
number one, getting a 5-year contract extension, a max rookie extension.
287.
It could max out at 287, but
Woo.
239 is
Yeah.
guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Good, though.
nuts.
I like
that
it.
That is nuts beyond all belief. So, Mr. Banchero is going to be my winner for getting that big bucks. Big bucks. No whammies.
No whammies. Banchero, he's a certified stud. I really like him. He's Orlando's going places. I like the trade they made for Desmond Bane. That's all cool. We can't talk about that. We have no time.
Yeah.
Anyway, young Matt Misler, who is your loser?
The lose, yeah, or whatever it is. The loser is got to be who is got to be the guy, the people that are in charge of finding the reserves for the All-Star game. Why?
Yeah.
Why Zach
There's a lot of
McKim?
consternation about this very subject.
Why Zach McKimstry is not a reserve for the American
Yeah,
League All-Star
I mean, like, there's even a
is-
list of like they've made the All-Star list, but they're not going to play. That's fine. Give them the honors. They are crushing it. What are we doing?
I mean, and again, I know that he may not be an offensive juggernaut like Riley Green or Spencer Torkelson, but have you seen his defense?
Dude,
Have you? I mean, I'll give you an example. Take a look at what happened earlier this evening, where he sniped a guy trying to go to second on a base.
oh
hit.
yeah,
Hit a home run today. Was the tying run in yesterday's victory over the Guardians to
and
sweep
was
the
one of the
Guardians.
2 solo shots in the 2-1 win over the
Yeah.
Guardians too. He's been on fire. Like, he's been good all season, but he's been on fire recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I can't remember his last name, but the public address announcer for Comerica Park has said, if I get 50 likes, I will start calling him Zach McKimstry. and it's been picked up ever since by
50 likes.
Twitter.
That's it.
That's where it's like one like and I do this. Like it yourself.
Basically,
I'm
yeah.
doing it.
Oh, I got this.
Kind of basically what it was, really what it was. But the fact
Oh.
that he's not, and that he's not
At least
a
in
reserve,
mention. Yeah.
That's
Because
the
there's
thing
some that are
blows my
because
mind.
there's a list of people that are like reserves in case something happens, and then
Yeah.
ones that are like, hey, we want to honor you, but like you're not gonna play. It's like neither of them?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
right. Blows
I
my
don't know.
mind. Blows my mind.
Crazy,
but-
man.
They didn't
But-
want to give us more all-star players than the Dodgers. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, whatever, Doyers. That's Doyers for you right there.
The Lawyers.
Yeah. Guys,
World
Us and
Series
them are
pick.
tied for the most. Yeah, all right.
yeah. But guys, great time today. Great time to be able to do this with everyone. Glad everyone that was able to watch with us.
Uh-oh.
That's why I'm like
And that's how you pronounce it, ain't Arkan. It's Arkansas, baby.
It's Arkansas, baby.
dark and thought, baby.
As they say in radio.
Let's do that.
Yes,
That's
Right
that
now.
wood right here.
So
got his mojo back.
we'll be back on the air August 24th, the Sunday before the home opener against New Mexico. So
Well, we got to get
more
one.
fun.
We should get like an actual proper like Saturday show before we start doing Playground again. Hopefully.
We'll see.
You know,
Gotta play it by ear.
I'm around, so. You know.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure
Either way,
something out.
August 24th. I can't wait, fellas.
August 24th will be the season debut again. of
And then
the Playground.
Fantastic
So,
Friday.
yeah, we're gonna have a good old time, man. It's gonna be a fun time indeed. So make sure you keep it locked in. All the social media.
Pork Chop, what's up?
Pork Chop Express. That's my dude right there. Mikey, love you, buddy boy. But we're gonna get out of here because it is late and Daddy needs to get himself some good night stuff. So we will chat with you guys down the road. Have a great rest of your nights. And thank you for watching this special edition of the Sunday Morning Playground on a Monday evening. Meantime, be good to each other. Be kind to one another. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey,
Have a great one. Hey, Derek.
Derek.